All right, we're live for Drinkin Con 4.0. This year we've got a very different Drinkin Con webcast for you all. Please join us in the live chat if you are watching, drink with us, etc., etc. So I'm gonna introduce myself. Let the co-host introduce. Oop, there goes my stupid thing. I forgot to close the window. What's new? So I know this literally, if it's not one thing, it's another. At least my food got delivered on time. Okay, so I am Tara. I can be found at A Geek Saga on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and now TikTok, apparently, because I got dragged into that nonsense.
Why?
But yeah, I know, whatever. I have fun with it. Leave me be. So I am generally an attending professional at Dragon Con for several years now, but I've been doing panels at Dragon Con since 2012. And again, this is 4.0 for this webcast. So this is our fourth year, the first being 2017. You know, of course, sadly, we are doing this for a virtual Dragon Con, not a real in-person one, but we're still going to drink a lot and have fun. So if the rest of you guys want to introduce yourself, we'll start with Dean and then Ashley and Andrew.
Hello, I'm Dean Newberry. I've been attending actual Dragon Con since, I want to say 2007. Do you want to talk about our history about that now, Tara? Or?
Yeah, go in your full backstory. We want to hear your full backstory.
Cool. Well, I thought San Diego Comic-Con was it, right? You know, like I thought that was the place, but I kept seeing, my friends posting about Dragon Con, and then I finally got to go, and I was actually working for one of the autograph vendors. But after hours, I got to find out what Dragon Con was all about, and it immediately became my home con after that weekend. It's going to be sorely missed this year, that's for sure. I don't know what else. Oh, well, I'm also Tara's significant other, if that matters. So.
We're announcing these things. Yeah. I didn't realize.
Totally irrelevant, Dean. Objection.
It's not in the rules.
Oh, but it can be.
All right, who's next?
I'm Ashley. You can find me at a podcast of Ice and Fire. I also help out with Ice and Fire Con.
Oh yeah, that's a thing that I do too.
Sometimes happens. Been going, I think, what was it, 2011 or 12? Was it?
You were 13 because you started. Okay. Yeah, you started going because
I trust her.
Because Ice and Fire Con 13, we met and were roommates, and I was like, you have to go to Dragon Con.
And I was yes.
Sorry, can I interrupt? I was remiss to not mention my amazing shirt.
Oh yes, which we all have somewhere.
I have it somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I have it.
I was told a costume was required, and I couldn't think of something that was just, this area only. So I just kind of went with my Marie from Soul Eater, and this is probably going to get lost at some point during the night because it's very awkward.
Oh, I mean, I put on this Hamilton one, and it's like you can't even really see it, but that's what I'm doing here.
I think Andrew's J.R. Ewing. That's what I'm getting.
Pretty much. I am 2020 embodied, and it's the shit that we threw together, and it's a fucking mess. So, hey everybody, I'm Andrew. Also on the small council for Ice and Fire Con. Oh shit, hold on. Much like that, can't even handle my mic here. But co-host of the Stats Check podcast, we're going to do a Dragon Con episode on my podcast at some point before Dragon Con. Normally would be way more caught up, but obviously this year is a little bit different. I've been going to Dragon Con for 9 years now. And you know what, guys, I don't care how you guys rule on this. I'm counting it this year. I'm like counting the timeline because I'm just going to get confused skipping over years. So I'm just going to count my timeline as if I did this year.
I think
this is like a free space in bingo, right?
It's that, or I think if you
had a hotel booked, you went.
Yeah. Or generally, if you participate in one.
Pass?
Yeah, bought a pass. And also, if you participate in one Dragon Con thing, because you can do that for free, which we'll get into in a bit, but
Right.
you participate in, which is just watching a panel, watching sing along, whatever. Like, I think that counts too.
We'll talk about that, Tara, but obviously you and I are on panels.
Yes. Of course. All right. Well, now that we've introduced everybody, we're going to go through some rules. Then in a bit, we're going to bring in some guests. But first, our drinking game.
Yay!
This is hopefully going to stymie the talk about the elephant in the room.
I think it's stymied, Tara. Come on.
Whatever.
You're not that drunk.
No. I like stymie because stymie sounds like that thing in your eye.
Stimmy sounds like it's Fallout and it's like a miniature stim. It's like, I'm going to give a stimmy to the kid in Little Lamplight.
Anyway, so I'm going to say this once and then hopefully none of us are going to say it again, but mentioning COVID or the pandemic or anything similar to that and more than just passing is banned. The group as a whole, that means every single person, the group as a whole gets 3 strikes. So whether it's one person mentioning it 3 times or 3 people mentioning it once each, if we get 3 strikes, we have to finish our drinks entirely. So
and we're probably also removed from YouTube. So
yeah, we all know it's happening. We all know it's a thing. We all know it's why we're not having Dragon Con in person this year. And I don't think we really need to talk about it anymore. So that is a thing, and hopefully we won't have to deal with it again. Does anybody else have the doc open? Want to read a couple of these?
Yeah, sure. I'll do it here. So the next one is drink whenever someone mentions a canceled or postponed filmed or TV show. Well, that's going to be trouble because that's most of them. Legacy hotels are mentioned.
Excuse me.
I think we all have to
mention that whenever we talk about Legacy, we also have to do it in a Southern accent because that was established last year.
I still wish I had a monocle for this, but I don't. So
I'll read a couple more here. Dragon Con app is mentioned. Not sure that's going to come up ever, but
at least once.
The word habitrail is used. Whenever there's an animal-related interruption, let's just put this on mostly Ash, like this side of the webcast. Like it's either going to be Ashley or Tara. And then, Tara mentions gloats about her professional status. That is for sure there.
I swear that I erased that earlier.
And going around, we have the biases. Obviously, we have Canada, Florida, and Fleet. So that is just par for the course, if we will.
Yeah. Mine is also Red Dead because honestly, because Dragon Con isn't in person this year, there's really no reason to talk about whether you're attending as a regular person or a pro.
Is it still Red Dead? Because that was yours last year. You want to keep?
Yeah, it's still Red Dead. It's pretty much always Red Dead.
Forever Red Dead. Okay.
So yeah, and yeah, like Andrew said, the bias things: Andrew, Florida; Ashley, Canada; Dean, the Fleet. All right, so let's get through the newsy stuff real quick. So quote unquote registration, they are going to send out badges. They were even selling them up until fairly recently with limited numbers available. But if you bought a badge, you are going to receive it in the mail. They haven't sent them yet, at least not as of 2 days ago, but
I actually have something to add. I got an email from them today.
Yeah, so do we.
Okay, everybody got that?
Yeah, it's global.
Oh, I didn't, so...
Oh,
I didn't buy my badge.
Basically, they're going to send you your, not Dragon Con badge, but you have to give them your whatever name you want on the badge. So it's like they're going to print something out. Like I don't know if it's a sticker or what it is, but they're going to print it out just like if you were at the con and give you your call sign or nickname or whatever it is you want.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they said I did see on I think it was the Dragon Con Live brunch thing today that you have to get it to them by September 8th is what I heard. So if you haven't updated anything with Dragon Con, including your shipping address, which I tried to do today and couldn't figure out how to do it. So holla if anybody knows how to do that, because I can't figure it out. That would be great. But so by September 8th, if you want to change your name on your badge or need to change your address or whatever. Other than that, I feel like new news for this year, like the obvious, Dragon Con is virtual. You can use the hashtag DragonCon goes virtual to see what all is going on. One of the things we talked about last year was them getting rid of the blue postcards.
Which was going to happen anyways. Like that was on the docket.
Right. No, they weren't going to have them this year. I don't believe. I don't think anybody got them this year. Actually, here, let's bring in a couple other people. Are they eating? Are they eating? I can see people in the waiting room. I hope so. I think they're
just
eating.
bring them on. We're doing it live.
Right. We're doing it live. We're adding.
Yes.
They're muted though. I'm unmuting you.
We're unmuted.
We're unmuted.
Oh, there you go.
Hi.
This
Can
is.
you guys hear us?
This is Carlos and Aaron, aka Blast and Drafter. They're friends of, well, mostly Dean and mine. I don't know if Ashley or Andrew have met them yet, but
we've met them now. We've met them now.
Hi guys, nice to meet you.
Exactly. Perfect time to do this. So, did anybody get a blue postcard this year? That was gone, right? Last year was the last year. Okay.
This was supposed to be the first year of their new system or something or other.
Right. Yeah.
Would resurrect it though because of this. Like just getting something is what I wanted. I just wanted something in the mail, man.
And
which
you know,
I think
even
they
though,
are. I think they're sending. I mean, if you bought a badge, you'll get one. So,
like they should send us like complimentary pie, like a shot size of pie.
I like you, Andrew. I like you a lot.
I'd like to add. I'm wearing my badge from last year in all its glory,
nice.
but we have a pseudo celebrity in our midst. Some of you may have seen these around con. But
Playing Carlos.
This is the Carlos that is responsible.
I definitely saw people that don't even know Carlos wearing those. So.
That's what happens when you give people a free sticker. They're just going to take it because they want. It's all about length.
Yes.
No, true story. I remember at least a couple of times people had come up to me and say, "I heard you're the Carlos for this ribbon." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And they're like, "What did you do?"
Literally nothing. Literally nothing. Somehow also everything. All right. So we were talking about like Dragon Con virtual news. I have sacrificed my like very, very little free time and watched all of the live videos that have been on the Dragon Con Facebook page, which honestly, if you haven't been, they're pretty fun. I wish they had more than the same 4 to 6 people on every single time. Like they have like 2 or 3 of them a week. I feel like they could have some different hosts, but hey, whatever, it's Dragon Con. So there's going to be 3 channels of content next weekend. It's going to be 24 hours starting sometime Thursday evening or night. And the 3 channels are called
Dog
I don't even know what they're barking at. There's nothing out there.
Irrelevant.
Sarah, can I ask, what's everybody drinking?
Oh, yeah. Usually we do that at the beginning. I'm drinking red wine from this giant bottle because it's the easiest thing to webcast with.
Yeah,
there doesn't need to be any ice. Beers don't get warm, Oh, and I'm drinking it out of my fancy new Ice and Fire Con insulated wine. So.
Well, I am currently 8:05, and Aaron and Carlos brought me up some wonderful rum-based tiki type drink. Oh, they're downstairs in my home.
Yeah,
that's creepy.
And they will be servicing. Creepy. They will be servicing me with drinks and snacks throughout the webcast.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
Yeah.
I'll be tossing it at his face.
Reggie, what are you drinking?
Oh, well, obviously, as you may or may not have seen, I just thought it would be symbolic to, keep it thematic for 2020.
Does that mean
is that a 40?
Nope, that doesn't.
I didn't say it.
He didn't say the word. He didn't say the word. And I would consider that an in-passing mention, so we might have to.
And I have a very high-tech cooling device, aka a big.
Oh, let's see.
Very Dragon Con.
Very Dragon Con.
I have
I should find
a box of wine.
Yes.
That's good. Oh, man.
And you guys, I know you guys are drinking fancy things. What are you drinking?
Was it
same?
So these are tiki drinks. It's basically a hurricane. And I am also a bartender, so I made us a couple of real fancy tiki drinks. Because Thursday night is tiki night when we go to Dragon Con.
Yes.
It is a good spot. Last year was the first year I really abused that tiki bar, and I got so drunk.
Yes.
Glorious.
I mean, how many?
Were you doing one of the bowls, Andrew? Were you sharing one of the bowls?
I did not do the bowl. I did the cash bar because I am impatient AF, and that is.
Yeah, I do the tiki bar on Wednesdays the past 2 years. With
Right.
Wednesday night.
Right.
We
normally.
That's just dangerous for me.
Well,
Sweet room drinks make me sick, so that's the limit for the weekend.
You have to join us for dinner, because what we do is we go to the Vortex, chow down on some massive burgers,
and then
we descend up on the tiki bar, and
then you're in a coma until Friday.
Yeah,
you have to have a good base for all of the booze you're going to drink, because rum is no joke. We get like 3 of those barrels to share between us. I'm surprised we don't die, but Drinkin Con is you got to go for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I trained for Dragon
You train your liver the whole year for Dragon Con.
Yeah, Dragon Con calls the week.
I think to be honest, I start training like a couple weeks before Ice and Fire Con, which usually happens in April, and then it just never stops until like after Dragon Con, and then I'm like, my God, my liver needs a break for like 3 months, and then it's like my birthday and the holidays, and obviously that Okay, so yeah, there's going to be 3 channels of content starting Thursday evening / night, not sure what time. It's going to be 24 hours. The channels are called Main, Fans, and Land. I honestly don't know for sure what these are.
It's on there. It's on the website, Tara.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So one of them is like historic. One of them is
Land.
Panels, specifically the tracks.
Yep,
and
that's
the other
fans,
one is main programming, which is like main channel. So.
Hey, I guessed them all right then. Like I wrote this all down. I'm like, I have no idea if this is correct, but I'm guessing because I mean, when you're at Dragon Con, they do have a separate Dragon Con TV Land channel that's all super old stuff. So I'm kind of curious what's going to be on the virtual Land channel, because everything I've listened to said they only have content from like last year or maybe last year and the year before. But I mean, if they're going back the way they do with Dragon Con TV Land, I'm not sure I'm back to like 2005 or something.
It says right here, Tara, that it's years past, not just 1 year. And like some of the people they're mentioning here, like William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy, like
haven't been in a long time.
Yeah, that's historic stuff. That's like back when I was a bad thought within my father.
I was watching it and I saw they had the Adam Savage Mythbusters panel from I think that was like 2010 or something. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we were watching it for a little bit in our room. It must have been the year before last. I don't think it was last year because I didn't spend much time in my room last year, but it was like the Masquerade or something from so long ago that I was like, I don't recognize any of this stuff at all.
Oh, hey Andrew, you mentioned you've been going there since what? It's 9 years. I think I'm on the same track myself.
Yeah,
I think the first year I went was 2011. Dean brought me kicking and screaming, and then once I was there, it's like, oh, I see now.
Why did Dean bring you?
Why?
What's that?
Yeah, why did you bring him, Dean?
Well, I like him a little bit,
Okay.
Dean, if Dean was in a relationship with anybody other than me, it would be Carlos at this point.
It's kind of true. It's kind of true.
And
if that's what you were hinting at, Andrew.
No, it wasn't. But I'll keep working you, Dean. I'll keep working.
He's a little spoon.
Dean, you and I first started the same year, 2007, right? Because we came. I came because of Fleet,
that's
but
the year.
You said you came because of other things, but
wait, what did you just say? I heard you say it. You said the Fleet.
No,
I think that's only supposed to be when you mention it. But yeah, I think they need to be on your rules. Honestly,
I was gonna get you, Dean. I was gonna get you to read the comment in the chat too. That was my other tactic. It was.
Okay. Wait. Where can I see that? Because I'm in the stream
go to
yard.
Comments. Go to comments. I know this is hard for a boomer.
Let's see.
Okay.
Comments on the right.
There's comments.
He's Gen X. He's
okay. It's okay.
Hey, now I thought I had to go through YouTube or something.
Who is this that showed us the Fleet back entrance? I remember that.
I don't think you can respond unless you're on YouTube, but you can read them through here.
I'm the only one that mentioned showing the Fleet the back entrance to Trader Vic's. That was me. That was the greatest thing ever. Because it was such a pain in the ass to get in there, and that was oh my god.
Well, because now, I mean, I know where the back entrance would be.
It's like a secret elevator you have to take.
Yeah, that's how you get into it now,
about
and that's the only way to get into it. But there used to be a street entrance, and now they've fenced it off so you can't get in that way.
But that was magic.
Accepted.
Oh,
anyway,
I feel like I did go through that entrance last year.
I think you can leave through it. Maybe I don't know.
I think people go out there and smoke. Like I think they go out there to smoke and then they'll come through. The rare people who still smoke. We live in California. No one smokes anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. I apologize for my fidgeting. I put this on like 5 minutes before the webcast starts, and people know in cosplay, an eye patch is not just sticking it on. There's like hair and stuff that needs.
I'm fidgeting
so I never
too,
did any of that. So I apologize for my fidgeting.
I'm wearing 3 layers right now, and it is like 95 degrees outside. So.
Yeah, I'm sweating like a Louisiana turkey right now. So this is.
Are you sweating like you're in your legacy hotel room with its improper air conditioning?
Well, I say that's something I can drink to, Tara, because I will have that through 2022.
Cheers.
Same.
That's why you got to get your legacy room with a balcony.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I want to get through the news stuff real quick. So the live stuff that is happening next weekend, it's free, but only through the end of programming on Labor Day. If you miss anything and want to view it later, you can subscribe to Dragon Con TV for $10. And usually DCTV only runs through December. But Carlos, don't talk. We can hear you, ma'am. I hear you talking about.
William Carlos is very on point.
Yes, it is very on point. So usually DCTV only runs through December, but they fixed that, figured it out, whatever, and it's actually going to go for the whole year. So like $10 for a year. Like honestly, even if you don't have something you miss and then later want to watch, which to be honest, I'll probably pay for it because I have a bad feeling I'm going to miss a couple things. It's a good way to support the convention. And like, listen, we all know Dragon Con makes a ton of money usually, but I'm guessing they're hurting right now, just like a lot of other cons, businesses.
Right.
So $10 is $10. Obviously, a lot of us maybe don't have it right now, but if you do, hey, you're supporting Dragon Con, which is never really a bad thing. Have any of you joined the Dragon Con Discord channel? I don't have time for that. So
Discord's always they develop and go so fast I can never track the conversation.
Yeah, it's not. They don't have threads, so you can't keep track of it. It's just the stream of consciousness.
They do have a ton of separate. I do know that they have a ton of separate channels in the Dragon Con Discord. So like you can join which ones you're most interested in. But yeah, like I imagine that this is public and available to like tens of thousands of people.
Yeah,
so I just don't know that like. I don't know that I can't, I'm in like 3 Discord channels and I open Discord like once every 4 months to be like, oh yeah, I'm in Discord. This is a thing I do sometimes. And I can't keep up. So, but
I don't even know what Discord is, honestly.
It's
mostly used for gaming. It's an online platform that also has voice. I use it for podcast recording too, which it works really well for. But a lot of groups are using it right now to connect with their fan base. Like if you have a Patreon, people will like have a Discord and they'll have people to chat in there. You can post images, which is kind of cool. But yeah, no, if they're open to the public, they're just like
it works better if it's a small group of people because you can keep track. But if it's a large group, it's just like it's just a stream of like it's a chat room. So like if you have a topic like yesterday, it is gone.
Yeah, someone is in the comments saying the Discord is a mess. It's hard to keep up with anything, and honestly, like you can't really blame that on Dragon Con per se because let's be real, they opened this up to a crap ton of people, and it's kind of to be expected. But
it's a good tool though. Like Carlos and I, in the early days of Pokemon Go, there was a local group here that we would coordinate with through the Discord, so we could go to gyms and things. I mean, it was fun for a while.
Yeah, it works for smaller type communities, but if it's big, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a member of like a fandom one for this book series that I love, and it's like, even that one's not that big. There's like few dozen, I don't know, maybe there's 100 people on it at most, probably less. And I can't, like, they all get into these like vast conversations, and I come in, you know, even when I was trying to check it every day, I check it once a day, and there'd be like so much. It's like, I don't have time to keep up with this. Like,
maybe I'm old, but I like threads. Is that weird to say that I prefer?
No. Actually, but I get where you're going.
Well, and the channels, yeah, like the thing is, like the channels only help so much because they like it's never split up enough. But yeah,
I remember back in the day when Twitter first started, before everyone had it, we actually in this group that we're in that I will not name, we had one called the Olympic Carrier. And I think we were all in like the first 1,000 or 10,000 users, because that's how we at the con were able to tell each other where we were at Dragon Con. And it helped a lot of like the international people who didn't have a lot of data and things like that, who were using Wi-Fi, but it just sent a message like, we're all going to be here. We're all going to be there. And we did that for, I think, 2 years. And then like one day, like everybody had Twitter, and we were like, oh, it's over.
Okay, I'm moving some things around on the schedule so we can get through stuff. But does anybody know what the heck is going on with the parade? Because I keep hearing that there is a parade thing happening on Saturday morning, but like, is it
I would not believe that, but okay.
Well, no. So that's the thing. Like, my guess is that it has to be a pre-recorded thing from like last year or something, but they have not been clear on what exactly it is, which is why I'm like, so is there some sort of like,
I mean, technically it shows up on the website, but
it's very odd, like the way they won't, like, every time it's referred to, it's like, yes, it's a virtual parade. Is it a virtual parade? So it's
go to the website, it's a virtual parade. So
what does that mean though?
I don't know.
You might myself walking down the hall and join the
march.
Yeah, you gotta wear a costume in my backyard and film it.
I mean, I feel like that's worthy of a drink right there. It's a virtual parade.
I'm not sure. All I can confidently say is this is the first year I'm sleeping through the parade.
This would not be mine.
I did the parade once because it was like, it's a thing I'm gonna do once. And
still working on that once. Every year I'm just like, maybe.
I did my time. We did our time. We marched with our group. I sleep. I'm hungover. I'm tired.
You're really good about it. You're really good about following rules. You're dangerous.
Like,
very dangerous.
I feel like I'm in fandoms that involve prep and heavy costumes. So like maybe if it was...
Listen, my idea of the best version of the parade for me is rolling out of my bed at 10:20 a.m.
Is there a bathing
pouring mimosas for everybody and watching it from my legacy room high balcony.
Okay, you're just abusing this rule now.
I want to
with a mimosa in my hand.
I just don't want to do any of the work involved in it.
Hey, Tara, 2021, I will be outside your door in the morning with some breakfast pastry.
And as long as you don't show up before 10 a.m., you're good.
That's not going to happen.
Every year I tell people, do not show up in my room before 10 a.m. on Saturday. The parade doesn't even come by my room till 10:30. Don't show up.
They didn't drink enough if they're awake before 10 a.m. Those people are not doing Dragon Con correctly.
As someone who always runs rooms with Tara, they always show up before 10:30 a.m.
Yeah, Ashley, you had a visitor last year before 10:30, didn't you?
Or
the year before? When was that?
Every year, at least one person shows up before 10 a.m. Every year. 1 year it was like really bad though. It was like 9 or 9:15, and like the room, like the shades are still closed, and they're like, "Don't wake up, Tara." Like, don't wake the dragon, y'all. Not kidding.
That voice sounds so familiar.
Okay. Let's get through the rest of this newsy stuff real quick. So I did hear today that Epic is organizing virtual meet and greets and somehow autographs. Personally, I'm not the person that would pay for an autograph where I have to like send away for it. Like if I'm gonna buy an autograph, I want to be there in person, like talking to the person who's gonna sign it. But the virtual meet and greets is cool. I mean, honestly, like if you're just somebody who really wants to have a minute to chat, like with your favorite, actor or whatever.
Dog in the background.
Dog in the background.
I don't think that. I don't think that counts as an interruption unless they're actually interrupting.
And I noticed it.
And we need to take care of it anyways.
Yeah, Aaron interrupted.
I saw a cute dog and I could not stop myself.
Essential definition.
Where's my dog? Is my dog in the house?
Right in front of us, chilling.
He's down
here.
So yeah, like I don't think they've released like details of that or anything because they literally just said today that Epic is going to be doing the virtual meet and greets and autographs. So if that's something people are interested in. What, Andrew?
Those are definitely going to cost money, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, just wondering.
Then also for people who are into the vendor room stuff, Eventeny, EVENTENY, I think, is hosting the virtual marketplace. Oh my gosh, Dean's costume changing.
Please turn off your camera, dude.
Eventeny is hosting a virtual marketplace where you can literally find all of the vendors that would be at Dragon Con. They have separate drop downs for the comic and pop artist alley and the art show, as well as the vendor hall. And if you buy stuff, it's going to be processed as one single transaction, and then obviously on the other end, like split between the vendors. So I think that's really cool. So like if you're the type of person that just buys a bunch of stuff from from the vendor hall or whatever, or from the art show, like definitely check it out. I don't know the exact link. I will try to I'll try to find it and put it in. I actually don't think it's live yet, to be honest, but they did show like a preview of it on, I think it was today's Dragon Con brunch, where it is really cool. Like you can choose from the drop down whether you want everything or just the comic and pop artist alley or just the, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it's a really good way to support the artists and vendors who I'm sure are hurting right now from not having this big, Dragon Con that they're used to.
So you're not stuck forever in the shopping areas. Con, you can't haggle them on Monday for low prices.
True.
Yeah, everyone support your local Etsy because they're hurting right now. People are con vendors.
Well, and I mean, I would assume that Dragon Con is not making, I'm assuming I would hope the vendors that paid for vendor spots this year, that money is being forwarded to next year. So they're basically getting this for free. Right. And I'm putting that in quotes. There might be some fees or something involved. And I honestly don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm guessing it's something along the lines of free-ish, because I feel like Dragon Con isn't like the type of convention that would make them pay for this, especially not the fees.
You're not going to get those opportunity buys when someone walks by and they're just like, because I remember just a quick story. My favorite buy from last year from the vendors hall was this amazing, and I think you got one too. Yeah, I did. Beautiful wood carved puzzle, and it was a dragon, and it's a dragon when it's together, and then you can break it apart, but it's like an intricate, beautiful puzzle, and you got a wolf.
I did. It's just a little simple 3-piece wolf, and I would keep it at my desk at work. It's one of these little reminders I have of my Dragon Cons past.
I wish we had that vendor's name, but they were so beautiful. He said he did them all himself by hand. Like they had a small selection. They had an ad, and now I'm mad I didn't buy it because I was going to buy it this year.
And it was a good price too.
Now, but I will check that out and see if I can find that person in the feed, because he said he was a regular, and there's so much good stuff there. So I'm sad that we won't get the chance to troll it in the same way. Just like walk down the lines and be like, yes, this me. I have money left. Yeah. Monday when you haven't spent as much money as you really wanted to, and then you just spend twice as much as you needed to.
What's that feeling like? I don't really identify with that feeling.
I don't usually buy much from the vendor's room, but I think it was 2 years ago. Somebody had a replica fertility idol from the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark. I don't know. It's downstairs. Yes. Hey, Carlos, grab it.
Yeah, hold on.
It was a beautiful piece. And it was only like $80, and it's amazing. He's going to show us right now.
Only he says only.
This is my favorite thing.
Let me plow through the rest of this stuff real quick. So if you want to submit a love note to Dragon Con,
very shiny.
Yes, very good. If you want to, listen, we got things we got to get through, guys. It's 8:35. if you want to submit a DragonCon love note, you have to do it before September 2nd, which is literally just you telling DragonCon why you miss and love them. It could possibly be featured on one of their channels sometime during DragonCon virtual weekend. I honestly, like, I'll put this in the video description. I'm not going to read out the link right now, but you can also find it on their Facebook page if you like scroll back forever. But yeah, it's like uploads.dragoncon.tv/love notes. I'll put it in the video description when the webcast is over. All right. So real quick before we get to our webcast guest spots, one of the things we talked about was one of the things we were going to talk about is the 2020 app, which means we have to drink. Sorry, guys.
Oh my God. You did that on purpose.
No, I did not. I did not. Mark. So there's no app this year. There is going to be a digital version of the Quick Start Guide available. And according to the official DragonCon Facebook account, the digital schedule is coming very, very soon. It will be located in a few places. I'm doing very obnoxious air quotes right now in case you're listening to this as a podcast.
Okay, you're distracting from me.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So
It won't pay attention to her.
The app will never get any like love from me.
The schedule for next weekend will be coming very, very soon. Quote, quote, quote. It will be located, quote, in a few places. And apparently very, very soon translates to it will be Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of next week. So yeah,
That's
basically
soon.
this is real.
All
This is
all
real
three of
life
those are
DragonCon. Yes, but I mean, listen, it's not that they're not soon. It's that is a 3-day time period. However, they did say to follow their official accounts, the DragonCon Facebook, DragonCon Twitter, and or Instagram, and turn on notifications because, like, if you turn on notifications, you'll get that like immediately. All right. And we've got a bunch of other stuff we're going to talk about later. But for now, we've got a few guests that I want to bring in. And first, we're going to talk to Ben, who is an author who's got a book coming out, I believe, next weekend. So I'm going to add him. Hey, Ben, how you doing?
Hi,
I'm
Ben.
good.
All right. What are you drinking?
I am drinking B&B, Benedictine and Brandy.
Cool.
It's
Wow.
like
That
a
sounds so
spiced
fancy.
liquor. Yeah, it's really good. It's real smooth, and it's real strong. And I'm 2 in already, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Good. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at my wine bottle and just hoping it lasts, and it's a really good wine bottle.
I'm going to be going to the fridge.
I
at
have
some
to
point.
say, going to DragonCon, like going into random rooms, is when I've had like the experience more fancy drinks where it's like, you should try this liquor, and I'd be like, sure. And it's been a very enlightening experience.
Yeah, I got into sipping beverages recently, and I'm a big fan. It turns out it's a nice transition from beer or cider. I drink a lot of cider too. So
Like so.
Cool.
We've all had the experience of the hey, try this thing in my flask.
Yeah. Oh God.
I carry around the flask at DragonCon with me.
Yeah, have I been asked to
I've
try
been that
things?
guy.
Absolutely. Do I? No. I am a.
That is a lie. That is a lie. You've definitely done it. I've seen you.
Not from
He
strangers.
just doesn't remember. That's what it is.
Well, define stranger.
Yeah.
We're all friends at
Strange.
DragonCon.
Exactly.
Stranger or stranger. There's a distinction.
If somebody has something where they are pouring it into a cup, I will drink it. I will not drink out of somebody's thing that their mouth has touched. That is, unless it's like the person I'm dating, where my mouth is touching their mouth anyway, it's not happening.
TMI, Tara.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't kiss the people that you're dating?
No, I keep a 6-foot distance.
Man, drink.
Oh my God. I don't think that's technically a.
It is.
It counts.
It was on. And
Yeah,
that
I know
was
what
on the
we're
nose.
talking
He knew.
about.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he did. All right. So Ben, how long have you been attending DragonCon?
My first year was 2013, so I made it every year since then. So 7 years.
Yeah.
This would have been my 8th, but I still count. I'm with Andrew here. I still count this year as going.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're doing.
It's gonna
we
throw
got
everybody off.
Yeah.
It's gonna throw everybody off.
you can't say how many years have you been going. Oh, well, every year except for 2020. You know.
Yeah, no, it doesn't count.
People who start in 2021 cannot cite 2020, but people before 2020 can.
So ruleth the Supreme Court of Dragon Con.
If you were actually planning on going this year. Now, if you weren't planning on going this year, that's a different story. I don't think that counts. Like,
I mean, if you had a hotel booked.
If you had a hotel booked, if you had a hotel booked,
there was no way you were going.
Hotel, or was it a regular hotel?
Ah, damn it, Andrew, that was on you. That legacy hotel room mention was on you. So 2013. What do you usually do at Dragon Con? Like, we wanted to bring in some people who usually use Dragon Con as a way to like promote themselves and stuff. And I know you're an author, so like, what do you usually do at the con? And just funsies stuff is good too. What would you be promoting if you were there, if anything?
I normally go to at least some of the writing panels, not as many as I used to, because in 7 years they tend to repeat themselves a little bit.
Agreed. Same.
I tend to pick one or two now, that are applicable to what I'm doing and go to those. Other than that, I hang out in the Marriott and people watch. And
what would you be doing or promoting specifically this year? I mean, because I know you mentioned to me, I think you have a book coming out, right?
My second book, I was going to have it come out today, and then my shipment got delayed, so I don't have any of those here. But yeah, I write a contemporary fantasy series called The Keeper Chronicles, and it's about a extremely short version. It's about a were otter that hunts demons for the Earth Mother.
Wow.
I like the idea of an otter. I don't know what a were otter is, but I'm interested.
Well, a lot of people. Hold on, this one's my first one. I don't know if you can see this picture, but to give you an idea.
Oh, thank you. I'm being given. Oh my God!
I see it.
Oh, cheers.
But he, it's a little unusual. Some people have a little hard time with the concept, but about the only criticism I've gotten is I can't get my head around a were otter. Other than that, But
I mean, I've never heard of a were otter.
Well, there is precedent.
Is Selkie a thing? Is that what you're referring to, or is that something different?
That's something different.
Okay.
No, there is actually were otter mythology out of Alaska. There's a story of a prospector there. I don't remember the year, but he was ran off his claim by a pack of were otters. They came up out of this river and chased him off, and from what it says, he never went back and just abandoned everything because he was so scared.
Well, how did he know they were were otters and not just regular otters?
Probably the whiskers.
What's the distinction? What?
and like, are were otters transformed like at night, or is it like at high tide? Like what?
Oh yeah. Is it the moon or
at will in my mythology?
At will. Okay.
I like that better. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
I abandon a lot of the whole traditional shifter kind of trappings. So it's pretty unique. You know what I mean? You're not going to find much like it, but it's good. I like it.
Are there other were creatures about? Like their enemies or something?
I've got his apprentice. He's a keeper. So his apprentice is a Doberman. I've got bears, coyotes, raccoons.
Drake.
They're not creating this issue.
Just about any animal that's a predator, you could potentially see as a shifter in my book somewhere.
Ben, the question from the chat, I do like this from Gentleman Judson here, was, do they go full otter, or is it half human, half otter?
Both.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So yeah, any shifter can take an human form, animal form, or a mix of the two. I call it Crassus in the book.
So they just want like a claw. He can just.
Wait, do otters have claws?
Yes.
Yes.
They also have some.
They do. If you've ever seen it, like, sea otters are gigantic, man. They're like huge, like 4 feet plus long. Like
that otter.
They're also very rude. Just FYI, like otters look super cute, but they're not cute.
They can do
by the way. We're not gonna get into that.
They're kind of like dolphins in that you don't want to know their morality. They don't have it.
Yeah, they're not as nice as people think, for sure.
All right, so what was the name of your book series again?
The Keeper Chronicles.
Creeper Chronicles by
First
Ben
book
Meeks.
is Petrified. Yeah.
Okay.
Second book is called Betrayal, and September 12th now is my date.
Okay. Well, and we'll I'll get all this information and add it into the video description as well. So there's that. So we're gonna ask the next question, which is, are you doing anything personally next weekend to make it seem more like Dragon Con weekend? And if so, what?
I am sticking as closely to Dragon Con as I can. I already had the time off, but I normally go with, the same friends. We share the hotel room every time. And so now we're just getting together and I'm going over to their house. I'm getting together with them there for the weekend. We set up projectors to watch the Dragon Con TV on. We are we're going to try to cook some of the stuff that we normally eat because I like to get the same kind of thing. So we're like sticking as close as possible to our normal routine.
I seriously thought about trying to make Spaccos next weekend, which are Spam tacos
Out.
from the con suite. I've only had them once. It was a Dean at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
I'm happy to say I've never experienced spam tacos.
Well, the worst was, like, I say they're gross. They're gross in like concept, but like when you're drunk at 5 a.m., they're actually not gross.
Everything is awesome.
At 5 a.m. It's just like, food? Yes, thank you.
So I guess next weekend, I just have to order pizza constantly.
Actually,
Yes.
Tara, so Carlos is going to come hang out at my place. This is our I'm going to say our
bubble?
Corona thing,
Our
our
bubble.
bubble.
Yeah.
And,
You said it! You said it!
I know.
God damn it! That's strike number 2.
But what we're gonna do, so the first night, Wednesday, is always we go to the tiki bar. So we're going full out tiki. We will post pictures. It's gonna be ridiculous. But before that, we always people always go out to this burger place, the Vortex. So we're gonna grill burgers, and then we usually have a Brit party, the British party. My roommate's British, so we're gonna have the damn British party, gin and tonics the whole night.
Oh.
And we're going to have tequila, our own tequila town, tequila drinks and margaritas the whole night. We're going to make
drink ever.
Yeah,
Yep.
Very British.
We always do pizza during the British party. We always order it in. And my roommate's gotten into the whole, he's making his own bread. And he's been making the most insane pizza crust. You had one last week.
God, it was excellent.
I've been gardening, so we picked basil from the garden. So we're doing all that. We're going to wake up in the morning and go to the only Caribou coffee in all of Los Angeles, which is in a Einstein bagel. I'm going to get my dark hot chocolate. We're going to have breakfast sandwiches. We're trying so hard. I ordered panberries, the African hand pies. They're going to be arriving in time so I can have those like I always do in the mall. We're trying so hard, you guys.
That's great. Well, okay. So Ben, what food are you guys making?
We like to go to Meehan's. We get the meatloaf. It's like meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and green beans and stuff. So we're going to make that one night. We're talking about maybe going down to Panda and picking up some stuff to simulate the food court. Other than that, we don't know yet, but we're still figuring it out.
Carlos and I have an annual Chinese. There's a Chinese restaurant that's around the corner from. I think it's the Marriott, right?
Yes,
I think so. Yeah.
And every time I've tried to go there with you guys, it's been closed. So.
Yeah, that's
the thing is that we go. We usually fly out on Tuesday, so it is like after we've gotten packed, we've gotten our stuff shipped back to our home addresses. It's the last place we visit before we jump on the MARTA to get back.
Shipped back via.
Yeah.
Under his googly eyes.
Under his googly eyes.
Please sign here.
I feel like you should have put googly eyes on your glasses, love.
Oh.
I don't have them.
You messed up.
All right. So we've got another guest I've got to bring in a minute. So Ben, I just want to ask, what's your favorite Dragon Con memory?
Okay.
I know like top of all time is hard.
I've been thinking about this one a lot, and I've met some celebrities, and that was kind of cool, whatever. But honestly, okay, my third year, it was the second year I wore my Deathstroke cosplay, And I had made some upgrades from the first year. The first year, it was pretty well received. It was the right costume for me because, you know, everyone doesn't talk to you, but the real fans of it will stop and talk to you. And that's kind of my attention, the amount of attention I like. But so the second year, I made some changes to it. And nobody is saying anything to me about it. Like nobody on Friday. I wore it on Saturday. Nobody says anything to me at all. Right. And now I'm starting to feel bad about this because, like, why is nobody saying anything to me about my costume? Right. And I was walking into America's Mart on the bridge, and this guy stopped me and gave me a little, you know, business card. And it said like, hey, you know, you look awesome and that kind of stuff. And it really just made my day.
Aww.
Yeah. I had an experience like that. 2013, I believe. My significant other at the time and I dressed as John Marston and Bonnie McFarlane from the original Red Dead Redemption. Yes, I just mentioned Red Dead Redemption. So. Nobody knew, like, everybody knew who he was, you know? They're like, it's John Marston and that girl. I'm like, are you kidding me?
That girl.
She is like the second most important character in that. And like, she's not the character you play, but she is like the one you see the most of the entire game. And it's a lot of hours of gaming, but fine, whatever. But then like I think it was literally the very end of the night. We got in an elevator at the Hilton to go play Game of Thrones drinking game up on one of the, I don't know, the 5th or the 12th floor or something with a bunch of our friends. And we got in this elevator and this girl busts into the elevator with us, like runs in like last second. And then she stops and she's like, "You're John and Bonnie!" And she and got a picture of it. Like I don't know what happened to that picture. I don't know what happened to that girl. I never saw her again. But it was the most legitimate. Like, oh my god, this is the one person at this convention who knew who I was.
That's what it's all about, man. Just that one person. Yeah. Like it was all worth it. The stress, the building of the costume, it's all worth it for that one person.
To be fair, this wasn't a really difficult costume to make, but it was just this. Like I was really excited about it because it's like. Sure, John Marston, but he's got his body too, you know? Like and we were a couple, so it's a couple's costume and it's fun. That girl. It's John and that girl.
That girl. I had I'm gonna jump to a different con just for a second. It doesn't matter what the con was, but I mean that just related to sort of that. My daughter and I did X-23 and Logan, you know, from the Logan movie. And we walked into this convention, and the first person we ran into was one of the creators of X-23. Like, it was ridiculous. The first person that took a picture with us at the con was one of the creators of X-23, and that was like, that's pretty meta, right? that was pretty cool. So, I don't know. Cool.
All right. Well, Ben, I'm going to let you go because I got to bring in our next guest. But thank you so much for joining us. And like I said, I'll add your information to the description and everything.
Yes, I want to read about were-otters and other were creatures.
Check out my website.
I do. Yeah. I don't know if I have to remove you completely, but we'll see. You might still be in the waiting room for later. I don't know. It's up to you. You can leave of your own accord if you want. But thank you for joining us.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right. Bye.
Cheers.
All right, now we're going to add our next guest. This is Danny. Danny's a good friend of mine. He's a big cosplay photographer at Dragon Con. What you drinking, Danny?
I actually got Disaronno.
Oh, nice.
I have some Disaronno in my kitchen. That's a good choice.
So
very good
I've had it for a while.
So you got the whole bottle. That's very Dragon Con of you. I like
it.
that.
Morning drink.
And this is a Disaronno glass because I bought the gift set. So,
I remember that.
So Danny, you've been in the waiting room for a little bit. Yeah, have you been keeping up with us, or you've been drinking with us?
No. I've been watching, but I don't know the rules. I know Red Dead is one of them.
Just keep drinking.
Wait. Can we make one of the rules? If you don't know the rules, we have to drink.
I guess we can.
No, but that punishes us. We are drinking.
All I know is 2 years ago, my mother was watching this stream and then saw me suddenly not appear on the stream anymore. And that was because I had passed out on the floor.
I remember.
Yeah, we're talking, 2018 was a bad year for this webcast because there were things that happened. Actually, it wasn't the pre Dragon Con one wasn't like I was super drunk, but like the hangover, hangover one was so bad. Like I think I've puked from drinking maybe 5 times in my life ever, and that was one of them. And I had to force myself to do it because I was like, I don't feel good. This has gotta come. Like I'm like purging the demons from my body. Like.
Oh no, I remember though. I distinctly remember Ashley suddenly just being gone.
Yes, yeah. All right, so Danny's drinking Di Serrano. All right, I scrolled back up and I lost my place. How long have you been attending?
There's 2 dates because first I was a daytime attendee where I just did 1 day in 2008, and then in 2010 I did 4 days, which I can kind of consider the real mark. And then 2011 when I got a hotel room. So I have 3 anniversary dates for the con in my opinion.
I think the first time you ever just went to the convention counts.
Just the trip counts.
Even honestly, I feel like even if you just went to the parade, it counts. Like
that's mostly what I attended that day because I really didn't know Dragon Con at the time. I had gotten a digital camera about a month prior for my birthday and went, and I was like, my family. I didn't know what cosplay was at the time. I didn't know anything about panels, conventions. You know, I just showed up.
Innocent child.
I know.
So
they tossed you in the middle of the lake and said, swim to shore.
So, and it started a whole thing. I got better with photography. I worked my way up from a power shot to a nicer power shot to a DSLR to where now I shoot groups of like 200 plus cosplayers versus just walking around the con taking solo shots, which I still enjoy. I still walk around and take solo shots. You can't not, but you know, it opened up doors for friendships and friends over the years that I love.
Well, so. And you got some good shots of Tara and I at MomoCon. And,
yes.
Those were great.
I get to shoot my friend.
Yeah, I totally forgot that we did Spider People that weekend. Gosh.
Yeah. Oh, that was a big year for Spider People actually at Dragon Con. I've been shooting the Spider-Verse for like, I don't know, several years. And last year they had 2 films come out. So we went from about, I don't know, best number about 50 to like 250 this year at the group. So yeah, that was a little bit much. Luckily I have a yeller because I'm kind of soft-spoken, but I'm shot so many large groups. It's kind of, I know how to do it and I can move quick and take care of them so they can get out of the heat, which is important at Dragon Con.
Yeah.
That's a real skill, man, because yes. I've been to photo shoots where it just dragged on, and having someone who knows how to be like, okay, this, and then 10 minutes later you're out, that is so important. So you're appreciated, my friend.
With a large group of 200 and something, it's generally about half an hour, 45 minutes. But you've got a lot more
without someone directing
with proper organization, it's much quicker.
Yeah. So.
Our fan group has 2 people that usually do our photo shoot, and they're both amazing at that.
Amazing.
You know, you stand here. You know, the whole thing. It's amazing. And then the shots get done
great
quickly.
Cat herders.
Yeah. If you think you're being an asshole, no, be an asshole, please. No one wants to be there longer than they have to.
Yeah, those big group shoots for sure. Like, my God. All right, so Danny, I mean, we kind of already got into this already a little bit, but what do you usually do at Dragon Con? Ha ha ha. You already. What would you be promoting this year? But I mean, you're a photographer, so usually you photograph the main shoots and stuff.
I do some of the smaller stuff too. I've shot some groups for years that aren't more than probably 30 to 40 people, depending on the year. And then I've shot, I always look for something new. Like last year I got to do Rick and Morty's group, which was maybe 10, 15 people. You know, it was their first year. But, you know, I was hoping to promote them for this year, just like DBZ. I was really excited because I got this to shoot with the group this year.
Oh, gotta
have your balls. Yes, gotta have your balls.
Very nice.
You know, But unfortunately, we're not shooting this year. But I know we'll shoot next year, so I'm not really worried. That, and it'll still be a nice prop to shoot with other DBZ cosplayers. So, in fact, I was watching Super earlier.
What's usually, and I know this is kind of a loaded question, what's usually your favorite group to shoot, or does it kind of change from year to year?
You know, I have shot the Wonder Woman cosplay group for years and the Teen Titans and Young Justice group for years. And one of my favorite comic book artists, George Perez, shows up, who I have built a personal relationship with. Like, we talk on the telephone relationship. Wow. So, like, I met him in 2010, and we started emailing back and forth. I sent him some photos, yada, 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 and we've just built up a relationship. Like, he's literally stopped doing signing at MegaCon a few years ago and said, "Hey, Danny," and came around and gave me a hug. Like, there's 40 people in line waiting on him to, like, sketch stuff, and he stopped for a second to say hey to me. So that right there is, you know, something I get the privilege of, you know, holding on to forever.
All right, can we get a drink for the name drop? Because that was solid, man.
Yeah.
That was
Name drop.
Interesting thing, Danny. I see George. I think George stays at the same hotel in the same branch that I'm in, because I see him all the time.
What hotel would that be?
It's like, hey, Mr. Perez, he'll wave. He's a real super nice guy.
Ask again, Andrew.
And I know most people.
Would it be
Drink for dogs.
The Hyatt?
Yeah, sorry. He was digging under the bed, and I couldn't figure out why.
It's
half a wiffle ball, y'all. I don't even think that's half of a wiffle ball. I don't know where
that's
this
like a quarter.
I have never given my dog
Hashtag DragonCon lost and found.
You know what? If it brings your dog happiness, that's all that matters.
Except for the fact that he eats things. And then he poops them out in the yard.
That's fun. Well, we'll be a good mom and get him another wiffle ball.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't give him this one. I don't know where this came from.
It's what he wants, Sarah. It's what he wants.
It's a habit now.
It's probably from the neighbors. The neighbors have foster kids, so I'm guessing it's from them. But, like, okay. So, well, all right. So, Danny, what is your favorite DragonCon memory?
So, in 2011, I'm going to name drop, so I'm just going to prepare you.
Yes. All right.
So I'm not doing it yet, but it's going to be a minute. So in 2011, it was raining, and they had the Marvel Universe over at the Hilton patio steps. So it's raining, and I have a power shot, but I'm already built my reputation up as a photographer. So I'm standing up on the stairs shooting at a vertical incline to get the cosplayers. I wish I had, you know, a panoramic or a nicer camera. So I get to shoot them. Well, people start leaving, but we get a little message from somebody that somebody big is coming to our shoot. So everybody has to rush back, and I'm lead at this point. So I get to be in the front. Stan Lee shows up.
Oh,
I'll drink again for that.
Actually, can we real quick, hold on, let's pause a second. Cheers to Stan Lee.
Cheers.
He will always be missed. Also, like, I meant to do this earlier, and I kind of forgot, or maybe push it off because I didn't want to, but can we, like, raise a glass to Chadwick Boseman?
I got my Wakanda shirt on because of that.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll be honest. I was real sad about that. He's from Anderson, which is about 30 minutes from where I live. He was an amazing person. The MCU is not going to be the same, and I just,
dude, we were just last night. Me and my roommate were just like, really 2020, like, freaking T'Challa. Like, that movie was game changing. And listen, I know everybody's white here, but. Like, I just feel like it changed the game for. Oh, sorry, Carlos. You're not white.
Wow!
I love you, Carlos.
She's whitewashing you, Carlos.
Welcome to our race, Carlos.
And now that's online forever. I'm
As
so
long as
glad
I'm
I-
accepted, I don't care.
Listen, it made a big impact, and I feel like everyone should get to see themselves, represented as they were, and it was just that movie fucking changed everything, and it was beautiful, and I'm really sad that we won't get to see him as T'Challa again, and he's got a family and all of those things. So that was a real hard one, man.
He really embodied that role. I mean, I'll be honest, like when I first saw like the casting like announcements, I was like, really? He's kind of like short and like, and I knew like nothing about him. You know what I mean? Like, but like,
do you like Robinson or any of the other movies he's in?
I hadn't at that point. No, at that point, no, I hadn't. Yes, I have now. But like, when they first sent the casting announcement out, I was like, okay, like, good looking guy, but like not what I was expecting. But like the first time you see him, like when you see him in Civil War and everything, it's like, oh yeah, okay, yep. Like he really embodied that role, and it's like really, it's sad, and it's also sad because he passed away from something that he fought for 4 years, which nobody knew about, while he was still making these movies and everything, and
they were still working on the second one.
Yeah, and also just like years before they even screened for that sort of cancer. So keep an eye on your health, guys.
Man.
And yeah, he was young. He was too young, but
And they mentioned in the chat. They mentioned James Brown. That was actually a really good movie as well.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I mean, after Black Panther came out, I watched
Andrew, check the chat. Andrew,
I already seen it. I'm ignoring the person it's from.
That's amazing. Thank you, Megan. I mentioned that earlier as well.
All right, so I'm sorry, Danny. You said your favorite Dragon Con memory. We have a little bit more time. One thing I was thinking about doing is, can everybody list their Dragon Cons from most to least favorite?
Oh God, no! I blacked out for half of them. I can't remember the dates.
Oh, yeah. I thought about this. So,
I mean, the 2000 to 2009 for me is probably the sweet spot, because that was the 2007 was my first one, and we were there with the Fleets. Drink.
God damn it!
Okay, you gotta force it softly. You can't.
Well, here's the thing. This was the craziest, dumbest thing I've ever done, because I joined this message board for the show I liked, and it was probably 2 months before the con, and everybody wouldn't shut up about this convention called Dragon Con. And I was like, you know what? I'm a college kid. I have student loan money I'm gonna spend on something I don't need to. And so I was like, does anybody have room in their room? And so 2 people were like, yeah, we have a room with 4 people. We'll take a 5th, because somebody was already down to sleep on the floor that wasn't me. And so I booked a ticket, and then I get there, and I'm supposed to meet one of them whose call sign, because we all have call signs, Blast and Drafter. This person's call sign was Show Nuff, and it's a message board. His picture is of Show Nuff, but I didn't know who Show Nuff was, so I thought that's what he looked like. So I landed at the Atlanta airport, and I'm picking up my luggage, and he's like, I'm here. And I'm like, I'm at luggage 9 or whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm coming towards you. I see you. And I was like, where are you? And he's like, no, I'm waving at you. And it's this like white guy who's like of my own height, who's like doing this. And I was like, are you Josh showing up? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, you look different than your picture. And that was the start of the greatest Dragon Con of all time. And I could have been murdered by these people I'd never met in my room going to a convention at like 22, but it was the greatest. It started, I mean, that's how I met everybody. So like, but that's my Dragon Con story.
What is a convention without the fear of murder?
Yeah,
come on.
I mean, I went through the fear of murder thing way before I ever started attending conventions, so I was like over it by the time I started attending conventions. But
we all live with the fear of alcohol poisoning every year. So
well, okay. So here's the thing. I guess if we can't list them all in order, most favorite Dragon Con, least favorite Dragon Con.
Well, that was the most for sure.
Years. So for me, my most favorite is 2018, which literally barely edges out 2016. And my least favorite is 2014, which was like exponentially worse than 2019, but 2019 was bad too. So yeah.
I'm on the other side. I like 2019 because honestly,
I like 2019.
I've seen more and more. I've gotten more and more of my friends into it. And also we had this big merger of like people who are Ice and Fire people, shout out in the chat, like coming into Dragon Con, which I really love. So 2019 was pretty hot fire for me.
I think I don't know if it's my favorite con, but my favorite con moment. So maybe it would qualify. It was the last ballroom party we threw, and Edward James almost showed up.
Man.
And he got up there, and he basically he just turned into Commander Odama, basically, and he just
life-changing.
He gave this speech. He rallied the troops. Like it was, I didn't know I could be that emotional at a con over something that. I don't know. It spoke to everything that I loved about Battlestar.
You never felt like you were in that crew more than like I didn't even remember it because we were drunk, but like he like made us all feel like we were part of it. And then at the end, he went into that bit where he's like, so Samuel, and he committed, and so did all of us. There were like 1,000 people, and we were like, so Samuel, yes, this is my moment.
Yeah, it was a hell of a thing, man.
I think we have to drink for that raging fleet boner he gave you.
Yeah.
He did. God, man, it was great.
All right, well, real quick, since we're dealing with this fleet nonsense, Danny, let's get your most and least favorite years, and then I'm gonna have to let you go so we can bring in our next guest.
All right. My least favorite year was probably the first year because I lost my car for 2 hours because I was so excited.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
We forgot where we parked. We finally found it after like 2 hours in the hot Atlanta sun. After that, I learned to take pictures of where you park. Granted, I don't park downtown anymore, so I got smart years ago. I live in North Georgia, so I have my mom. I drive my car down and she drives it back, so I don't park during the convention. And then I take her out to breakfast when she picks me up Monday. So,
nice.
You know, all the stuff that y'all like to do, I can just drive down for 45 minutes and go do.
That's like how we go to Disneyland. I feel you.
But like most favorite year though, best year.
I don't know, 2010 when I started doing group shots, probably. That's where the group. Where I found out that they did group shots and just started, showing up. And then before I knew it, I was the lead for the group shots, like listed as a lead photographer. So
that's how it works out. You just start at Dragon Con, you end up being the top guy, just over time.
Mm-hmm.
So I still get asked how that happens.
All right. So well, Danny, you're at Danny Hunter 9000, right, on Instagram?
I know that's a DBZ reference, and I never meant for it to be. When I took it, I did it because no one had taken 9,000, and I use that handle all the time now. So if you look me up on any other social media platform outside of Facebook, I use 9,000. Okay. Even on Snapchat, which I don't really use, but I'm on TikTok. It's Danny Hunter 9000, Instagram,
TikTok,
and Twitter.
Yes, I know some of us are on TikTok.
Well, I have a great backdrop right here. So
yeah, what is that? I was wondering. It looks like
it's his million toys.
Nice. Okay, is that action figures? I was wondering about.
Yes,
that.
It looks super cool.
That's very cool.
That's just one wall, and that's like this much of the wall. There's 100. Sure. Let me see how well I can do this with the tripod.
So eventually this is going to be a podcast, and if you're not watching it as a webcast, you should, because Danny is now panning. Wow. This is like one room of his house. I've seen most of his house.
It goes all the way to the floor. You can't really see it because I'm on a tripod, so I can't really bend the camera around. But if you message me later, I'll shoot you a picture of this wall. It probably has 137 figures at last count.
What's your one? Do you have one favorite toy out of that collection? Like, what's your?
No. Superman is probably my favorite, but
can't just choose one.
If you were to go through my house, it's like this throughout the entire house. In fact, over in the corner, which I can't show you because it's a mess, I have probably 40 figures to hang up over there, and in the living room, I have about 35 Pez dispensers I gotta hang still.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, but
I have over-
the hurricane's coming. Which one do you grab on the way out the door?
Well, because it's the easy one that's not on the wall.
Push them all back.
So we're all
Yeah, I
going to Danny's house next Dragon Con for like day 0.
Well,
Yeah,
also
you
you
got-
can have the dragon
out.
put your house back together after the hurricane takes it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if y'all want to come up early and crash one night, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, wait, real quick. I forgot to ask. So next weekend, what are you doing to make Dragon Con feel like Dragon Con?
I am heading over to your house, and I gotta still get the Grey Goose for that.
Oh, so am I.
Oh, some people are fancy.
Whoa, Grey Goose. No,
Yeah.
that's-
Oh,
you're
the
making-
Legacy Hotel room. All those
Moving on up.
So,
Hey, Tara.
do I need to bring the Di-Serrano with me as well, Dean?
Yes,
Legacy.
please.
and all.
I don't know if I've ever had that, so yes, please.
All right,
Tara,
I'll bring it with
yes.
me.
Day during the weekend that we can all get together on one of these
Yes.
streams?
I'll send you guys. I'll send you guys information. This is not like public, but like we do
Well,
have
it
a
is now.
Zoom. We do have a Zoom party happening, so I'll send
All
you
right,
guys.
all right.
Sure, we'll
Well,
be there.
how about you do a Zoom, and I'll do a public broadcast on Facebook with my 360
That's
camera.
fine. That's fine. I'm saying, like we have our annual 2.5 Strikes party. So all right. Well, Danny, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much for joining
Cheers,
us. We gotta bring in our
Cheers,
next
Danny.
guest.
Good to
I'll
meet
talk
you.
to you later. Heart you. All right. Remove. Oh my gosh, there's so many people. Remove. There we go.
Got me drinking at an aggressive pace.
All right, now we are adding. All right, let's get this out of the way. He's a member of the fleet. Everybody.
Hey.
So, drink we all.
How's it going, guys?
Good. What are you
Good.
drinking?
Good.
I am drinking scotch. I'm drinking Glenlivet.
Classy gentleman.
That's been my go-to drink for the past few weeks. So
I think we need to let's just get this out of the way right now, because we're looking particularly doppelgangery right now.
Oh God!
So-
You have the same glasses and everything.
It's a little upsetting, to be honest.
Evil twin.
I don't know how to
I
deal.
thought about that, but you guys.
Let your hair down, Kevin. Let your hair down. Don't you open hair? There you go.
Okay, so you're long hair.
Excellent.
In my
Wait,
mind,
I
you're
have a
long-haired
question.
Jean.
Hey, Kevin, are you aware of the drinking rules?
I am not. I assume we're drinking.
Oh, there's one right there.
Yes.
I like how everybody
Still make more drinks.
mentioning the thing we're not supposed to mention. So we've actually missed some of these. Like we haven't actually. There's several of these that we haven't hit. So.
Enforcing?
No, we just haven't hit them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I won't talk about the Dragon Con app.
Oh my God!
Oh, great.
Man.
I'm just drinking what everybody else is. It seems
All
like
right.
a good rule.
It is.
So, because I had to scroll back up to look at the stupid rules and I lost my place. How long have you been attending Dragon Con, Kevin?
So I've been there. I think we said 2008. I was asking Britt earlier, and I think 2008 was the first year we went, and we've basically been every single year since. So except it's been 12 years, I guess. So
Yeah, me
we were
too.
there when you could still get on the 10th floor.
Oh yeah, same. I don't think the
that's our
thing
fault. Sorry,
ended
everyone.
until like a few years ago. But
Yeah.
don't
It's
say
really
whose fault it is. My God.
It's
All right,
totally
so
our fault,
Kevin, what do you usually do at Dragon Con? Well, actually, we talked about this on Facebook. You don't vend or anything at Dragon Con, but you are a convention artist. You vend at other conventions. And you said that last year at Dragon Con, you cosplayed Bob Ross and painted a painting in the Hyatt lobby, maybe?
Yeah, so I do paintings, and they usually have a geek theme to them. I started off doing
Happy Little TARDIS paintings, which was essentially taking Bob Ross style landscapes and putting a TARDIS in each one. And it worked out pretty well. And I started going to conventions and selling them there. And, I sell prints, I sell originals, that kind of thing. I've not vended at Dragon Con because that's my fun convention. That's the one I go to play at. And I don't really want to spend all day, every day at the vendor show or at the artist alley and that kind of thing. But the past couple of years, I've actually cosplayed as Bob Ross. And while there's usually a lot of people that do that, quite a few, I actually take my canvas and paints and set up at one of the hotels and actually do a live painting. And it takes me a couple hours to do a landscape. And it's really fun because literally every 30 seconds, somebody will come up and be like, oh, look, he looks like he's actually painting. And it's, so I get to talk to everybody and do that. And it's a lot of fun. Last year I painted, I enjoyed what I was doing, and I'd actually planned a little bit beforehand. And so when I finished the painting last year, I actually gave it to the Dragon Con charity folks, and they raffled it off in their charity for $450.
Awesome!
Wow!
So I got to help raise money for, and I forget what charity they were doing last year. I think it changes every year. But I got to help raise money for their charity, and so that was a really cool thing, and I got to have fun doing it. So.
Well, and speaking of the Dragon Con charity, not to like interrupt or anything, but it was supposed to be Big Brothers Big Sisters of Atlanta this year, and they are moving that entirely to next year because they want them to have the full. I mean, let's be honest. Like, I don't know if you guys have this at the tracks that you go to or whatever, but like I've been to so many tracks where they like really push. They're like, donate to the charity, because like there's like a competition between the tracks, like who can donate the most money. So yeah, they're they're very
Brittany's comment. Did we all see this?
Yeah.
Brittany is Kevin's wife, and she says the twins like blondes, which is hilarious because Dean actually doesn't like blondes, and also I'm not blonde right now.
Tara is the first. Tara is actually the first blonde I've ever dated. That's true. She broke my my streak. I don't know what to call that.
I did because I'm so awesome.
That's the word for it.
oh man.
All right. So, Kevin, what are you doing next weekend to make it seem more like Dragon Con weekend?
Well, we haven't really discussed all that much. We've been in like quarantine and isolation for a couple of weeks, and so we've not been looking past the immediate future. But as it stands right now, we actually have just a ton of Marriott carpet that we've started cutting down this weekend.
I saw that, yes.
And so, and Brittany is she grabbed it when they took it up and dumped it, and so she grabbed a whole just stack of it, and she's been starting to cut it down. And so we'll probably be doing that this weekend and next weekend, and that'll probably be the close. That and drinking will probably be the closest thing we do.
You mean like this?
Looking at all the Facebook memories.
Oh God, yeah. I'm about to turn off my Facebook memories because, like, I feel like I wasn't getting sad about it, but now I kind of am. So. All right.
Are you sad? See, I'm not sad about the event so much because I don't even go to panels or anything. I'm sad that I don't get to see my friends.
Right. I think that's what everybody agrees with that.
Because like I've questioned the last several years, why am I even buying a pass? Because I don't go to Dragon Con events. I just hang out with.
You got to get in the hotel. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah,
you're paying for hotel access.
Yeah, we didn't even buy a pass for 2020. Like for this year, we didn't even buy and so they were talking, and I had friends talking about, oh, well, are they going to roll the pass over and stuff? And I was like, oh, you know what? We forgot to buy ours. Because we have our hotel room that got rolled over. But we didn't have to worry about the passes because we neglected to buy them in the first place. So
there you go.
Your wife is describing her dumpster diving activities in the chat.
Yeah.
So I actually I had a piece of Marriott carpet that was given to me as a gift. It has since been lost to the annals of time. I'm not going to discuss how, but at some point before it was lost to the annals of time, it was left on a floor where something leaked and it got wet. And it
That's very appropriate.
Let's face it; those are not the only fluids that have faced that carpet.
Got really gross. Like it got really gross. Like things were like it was like because like once it got wet, it was like the things that were in it like seeped out, and it was like
still sounds like Marriott carpet.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
like
so here's the thing with this carpet is this was what 5-6 years ago when they pulled it up and replaced it.
5 years ago, yeah.
And so Brittany went and literally filled up the back of our SUV with just sheets of carpet that still had the padding on them, were dirty, hadn't been cut down, anything like that. And they have been sitting in our garage ever since. We haven't had a chance to get to it between pregnancies and kids and everything else. Just never gotten around to it. So so we're sitting here and we sold our house this, a couple months ago, and we had to move. And I'm sitting here looking at all of this carpet, and I'm just like, I am literally just dragging carpet from one garage to another garage, and it's just going to fit in another garage.
5 years?
And yeah, it's been a long time.
We've been dealing with the stain carpet for a while.
Yeah. So it's just been sitting there, and I was just like, we got to do something with it, but it's just we've never had the time to be able to sit down and now we don't have the room to put it anywhere, so it's in the middle of the garage. So it's like, all right, well, we're gonna, cut it up and try to get rid of it. So.
I don't know I don't even know what year this was, but did everyone get to witness when Volpin made the carpet a meme? By showing up in their army costumes, their Marriott camouflage. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And then the next year they had a Barbie
before
Jeep
everybody was doing it.
Right. Yeah. And the next year they showed up. They had like all these Barbie Jeeps that they had painted with the Marriott, somehow, and they were driving around in their like army.
They're the big wheels.
It's crazy. It was so cool. Yeah.
Didn't some of the original guys get like a cease and desist for like doing stuff with the pattern?
Well, they were trying to.
They were selling the pattern
on.
Oh my God, what's that
fabric?
Spoonflower. Yeah. Which is like absolutely hilarious because like.
Spoonflower sucks because I tried to buy fabric from them and they fucked it up completely, and I'm like, hey, you fucked up my fabric completely. Give me my money back. So fuck Spoonflower.
I've only ordered from them once and I actually had a good experience, but they're they're so expensive though. They're so expensive. Like there was one year we were talking about doing Marriott carpet rompers. Like it was
I
like
remember
the year.
That year.
Yes, it was the year after the Marriott carpet disappeared, and we were like, "Yeah, let's do Marriott carpet rompers." And then it was like, "Fuck no! This would cost us like $32 a yard for this."
Yeah, and fabric.
Hey,
for one romper.
That is but a pittance for a legacy.
Oh God! The legacy hotel room. Hold on, everybody, take a drink, please.
Well, Andrew, you'll appreciate this. So the year I did I did the bunnies, the Game of Thrones bunnies.
Yeah.
So I was trying to, I had to do the red robe. Somehow it was just like, how do you make black pajamas into like something that's Littlefinger-ish, right? So I ordered. So from Spoonflower, I ordered. Anyway, I took the mock. What is the bird? I'm
Mockingbird.
Mockingbird is a mockingbird.
It's not Mockingjay. It's not Hunger Games.
It's not a Mockingjay. No, definitely not. Anyway, so my pajamas, my black pajamas, my heft pajamas have the Littlefinger, the house symbol, all over it that I got from Spoonflower. I had to make pajamas.
I'm here for it.
So I also had a good experience with them.
Oh, you always do.
Okay.
Cheers. With your finger in.
To be fair,
and cheers to Justin.
To be fair,
they did give me a credit. No, not a refund, a credit, because they screwed up my fabric so badly. They gave me a credit for more fabric.
Have you availed yourself of that credit?
I still have that credit from like 5 years ago.
Because, like, what are you going to use it on? Because their fabric's so expensive. The only time I bought from them, it was the butterfly fabric that I made my Effie Hunger Games bunny hutch outfit from.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. The suck it in. Yeah, I remember that. Tara, who was
there
like
Mockingjay on
100
that?
pounds wet, was told to suck it in.
Oh my God, yes. Some old dude tried to take a picture of me, and he told me to suck my stomach in.
Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
Also, yeah.
Listen.
Yikes.com.
Tara, who could probably run an Olympic race.
Right.
Literally, I think at the time.
Yeah, Tara has done multiple half marathons with me. At the time.
Yeah. At the time, I weighed like maybe, and I you know what, shit. It doesn't matter what the fuck I weighed. Like I could have been heavy. It doesn't matter. You don't tell a girl to suck her stomach in.
Suck it in, Tara.
Ever.
Hey, Kevin, can we see your paintings up close, please?
Yes. Please show us your paintings, Kevin.
Sure.
Are those your paintings? Wow, I didn't know.
All right. So let's see if I can do this with my phone, not being able to see it. So there's one of them. This is called Serenity, and there's a TARDIS kind of tucked right back in there. Mm. And then I've got a large version of the Enterprise that is
that's amazing.
It's exactly like the one from Picard's Ready Room in Next Generation. And that was
okay.
So I started doing Doctor Who themed ones, and then as I moved along, I went to Star Trek, and I've done a Harry Potter series. I've done right now I'm in the middle of doing a Disney series. So it's kind of fun. I just kind of bounce around to whatever fandoms I enjoy and paint those. So
they're beautiful. I've been watching you because I mean we're all friends on Facebook, but seeing your paintings are amazing. I'm waiting to see a Voyager up in those Star Trek paintings.
That's that one's on the list. I have a very long list of paintings to do, and that one's
the
or the Cerritos.
The fact that you actually took this other hobby and added it to your costuming hobby, and then you sit in the hotel lobbies and you paint. It's cool. Insane. Yeah. It's amazing. I really admire this. It's really cool.
Yeah, I have a blast doing it. I've realized that
a blast, you say?
Exactly. As much as I enjoy painting, I really like painting when other people are around and watching and that kind of thing. And so I've done some plein air paintings and where people can just come up randomly and talk, and Dragon Con's always the best. And I think I'm going to try to do that at other cons I go to. But it's always a bit tricky trying to figure out how to transport all of the paintings along with everything I'm selling, and still have time to drink with all of my friends and stuff afterwards. So
that is very important, Kevin. It's so important.
The is of selling the paintings at like the artist alleys or vendor halls or something is it's like, okay, I want to go and sell paintings, but I also want to be able to hang out with my friends that are at that particular con and whatnot, and be able to drink with them and hang out with them, and not just be completely exhausted and dead and stuff. So it's a fine line of trying to figure out which cons I could do that with and which cons I can't, because there's some where I'm just like, well, I can't, like Dragon Con, there's no way I could vend and actually get to hang out with all of my friends.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'd have to choose one or the other, and I choose my friends at that one. There's a lot of other ones that are a bit more lax, and it's easier to sit there and be like, okay, I can do the artist alley for, during the day, and then still be able to go out in the evenings and, not really feel like I'm
that's how Ice and Fire Con is. It's like,
Well, I know
you also have two bebes, so.
Yeah, right. I have two kids, and usually the cons that I'm working, Brittany's doing something there as well. Like the whole reason I started this was we were shooting. My wife's a photographer, and I assist her, and we've been shooting Garrett's convention called Cyphacon in Lake Charles, Louisiana. And it's a great convention, and we were shooting that for years. And when I started doing my paintings, I was like, hey, how much is a booth? And so I, just randomly grabbed a booth. And I had like 5 paintings that I'd done at that point. And I made prints of them. And, I think I sold like a couple $100, but it was enough to cover the booth. And we were already going to be there anyway. But it was enough to give me motivation to say, okay, I can keep doing this at other cons kind of deal. But it was, it was like, okay, I can do this, but I still have to be able to hang out with Garrett and all my friends that are at that convention, and be able to do that as well. So,
well, I know like Dan Kim at Dragon, we've been doing a sci-fi hero dinner for years and years, and some of the people that help him run his booth, they end up being late because DragonCon has extended the hours of the vendors hall, and if you abandon your table, you'll lose it.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's incredibly unfair, But so even for a few hours, so somebody has to be there the entire time the vendor hall is open.
Yeah.
And so it comes down to picking and choosing who's going to have to be stuck while we're out doing fun things. And, so yeah, I get it. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
I don't want to be, because I don't.
There's a good question for you, Kevin, in the comments. Someone's asking if you've ever done a time lapse on your DC paintings.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah. I have not on the DragonCon paintings just because there's so much for me to be focusing on just having my fear I've done that twice, and every time I do that, my fear is that I'm going to drop my palette and get oil paints all over the floor of the whatever hotel I'm in, because they don't come up very easily, and so that's all. So I'm always concerned with somebody knocking things or my brushes or anything like that. So I haven't really messed with cameras during the pandemic, and while we've been in quarantine, I've done a round of
pandemic quarantine.
We have to finish our drink.
Shit, that's strike 3.
No,
Oh my God.
I didn't know my drink. I can't do that.
Sorry.
It's too much.
You can
Oh
do
my
it,
God.
Ashley.
I'm gonna finish a different drink.
I've seen you.
Kevin didn't know the rules. Kevin didn't know the rules, so we can maybe make an exception.
Wait, he's a panel.
I will take a large
The
gulp.
law does not allow you to defy the
I will
law.
take a large gulp. I will not drink this whole thing because
That would have been strike 3.
Agreed,
But
Ashley.
It's very on brand for
he
Ashley to be
admitted
flicking people off
from
right
the
now.
start he didn't know the drinking rules, so I feel like
I never saw the drinking rule, so I'm just drinking when everybody else does.
okay. Second large gulp to make you all happy.
Okay, I'm
But
satisfied.
I'm not finishing this because
The law is satisfied.
I will never be satisfied.
wait, is there Hamilton rules? We should add Hamilton.
He's wearing a Hamilton outfit, so I felt good about it.
Oh God.
Red flag. No.
Kevin, it's so good to see you. I thought this whole thing where you've started painting, because it's happened over the last few years, and we've been friends for a long time through our group. And it's cool to see people sort of like evolving and coming up with new hobbies and mixing them with all of our nerdy love. And you've moved houses, you've had 2 kids, and you're still doing it. And I think that's amazing because some days I'm like, did I put on pants? Should I take a shower? So I think that's pretty cool.
The great thing is I don't have to have pants on to be painting, so it works out well.
True.
Very true.
Naked painting.
Yeah,
Is there
Well,
my OnlyFans. No,
is there some painting is there some I don't even know how to ask this question exactly. Is there some level, some type of painting? Like, is there an end game? Like, do you want to get to some point where there's some painting you want to do that you don't feel like you're quite skilled enough to do yet, that like it's going to be your masterpiece, your journeyman piece? You know what I mean? Like, are you working towards something?
Kind of. There was a sale about it was probably last winter and I bought like a 3-foot by 4-foot canvas, like this massive, massive canvas. And it's been sitting in a closet ever since because I'm like, all right, I got to paint something on that, but I'm not sure I'm quite there yet. And it's the size that's intimidating more than the subject matter.
Sure.
But I mean, there's a lot of, like, I've got an entire list of different things. It was always, it's fun when there's conventions lined up because then that kind of gives you something to, like, something specific to paint. Like right now I'm like, oh, I could paint whatever I want to. And, you know, sometimes it's nerdy, sometimes it's not, and that kind of thing. But, you know, I mean, like if there's a Harry Potter convention coming up, I know, okay, I'm going to be focusing on a couple Harry Potter paintings. Or if there's a Star Trek convention that I'm going to, I'm going to be focusing on, you know, some more Star Trek pieces, or at least some space related pieces and that kind of thing. So the different conventions that I've been at usually give me a kind of a leaping off point. I actually started the Disney series that I'm doing because I was supposed to go to MegaCon this year, and I was like, oh, those should go really well in Florida, MegaCon. And so I've got several of those now, but you know, obviously that'll wait until next year. So, but when it's up to me, it's usually sometimes when it's up to me, sometimes it's, you know, sometimes they're the geek things, and other times it's just kind of whatever I want. Sometimes it's just more of a vague, you know, kind of fantasy sci-fi theme to it. So
Are you taking commissions, Kevin?
I am. I actually just finished the commission of a cow in a spacesuit in space shooting lasers.
That's awesome.
That's
so awesome.
You have it there because I need to see that.
Yes,
No,
please.
I already delivered it, and I actually never posted it on Instagram, so I'll post it on Instagram later.
It doesn't exist if you don't put it on the gram.
Exactly.
You know, Kevin, come on.
Well, we will, Kevin, we'll share like your Instagram, whatever, Twitter, whatever you want in the video description. Like after tonight, I usually get that stuff up within 24 hours or something in the YouTube video description. So if you take commissions, like just, you know, shoot me the link where.
Yeah, it's all on my website and that kind of thing. Okay. And you know, it's kind of fun to do.
We're getting a what is Kevin's Instagram question. What is your Instagram? I will respond.
You may have some sliding into those DMs, Kevin.
The Instagram is Happy Little TARDIS.
Like all spelled out. Happy
Brittany's
Little
on top of
TARDIS.
Yeah.
Brittany's on top of it. She's already responded.
Oh, there it is.
Shout out to Brittany for being awesome.
Yeah. So the website, happylittletardis.com works. I'm one of those people, I collect website domain names, so I probably got maybe 6 or 7 of them that all point to the same place.
I'm the same way, yeah. Thanks.
You know, but
wait. Well, what's the other ones that aren't? You got some weird ones that aren't related that point to it.
So I've got happylittletardis.com. I have Yodalorian.com. For my Mandalorian series. I have Happiest Paints on Earth for my Disney series.
Aww.
I have Wizard Views for my Harry Potter series. I have Art of the Nerd for kind of an overall.
Don't say the words Harry Potter. Don't give J.K. Rowling any money.
We're not going in. Yeah, we're just not going to touch that.
No,
it's wizard. It's a wizardry.
It's a struggle right now.
No, you're not speaking. We're not touching this.
Hey, Kevin, I have a question. If I were to contact you about, so I noticed most of the stuff is pretty realistic. Do you do any sort of abstract-esque art?
Sure.
Because I would like to do a Ahsoka Tano style thing.
Sure.
I would like to do an Ahsoka Tano piece of art for my wall, but I'm not so much into the realistic. I like something that has a little bit more of a different vibe. Can I contact you for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool.
I'll have several questions on, like, you know, kind of sizes and colors and all that kind of stuff, but I could do that.
Cool. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've talked to you about this, Kevin, but I should get serious about this commission. But Battlestar fans will understand this completely. I want a log cabin with a raptor park next to it.
Ooh,
Okay.
cute.
Yeah, I like that.
And I mean, straight up, I would love for you to find an actual Bob Ross example of a log cabin in a forest, and then just drop like copy that, and then drop the raptor in there, because that would be sick. You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely, I can do that.
I would love that, man.
I feel like that deserves a fleet drinking, because like
Yes, yeah, there's so much. There's so much.
Hey, Kevin, tell everybody what your call sign is.
I have no idea at this point.
What?
I don't remember what mine is either. What's mine?
All right. So my
we did your call sign. I remember that.
Yeah.
It was recently, and I don't even remember it.
Well, we were very
the
drunk.
call
Do you
sign
remember,
is
Dean?
complains about a call sign.
I
Oh my
kind of
gosh.
like that. Dean, what was your call sign? It was something funny.
Man.
Anyway, Kevin, what was yours, Kevin? Crap.
Okay, so my call sign started off
Lockdown. My call sign was lockdown. Thank you,
Lockdown.
Brittany.
Thank you,
Goddamn.
Brittany.
Brittany has all the information.
Thank God Brittany's in the comments.
My call sign started off as
That's sober.
Plus one. That's I was gonna say step one, but it's plus one.
It's +1 because Brittany joined the fleet first, and then like she just spent months just answering and talking to everybody. And so every time we were doing anything, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, Kevin's coming. He's my +1." And so that wound up being my call sign. And then when Kaylin was born, I changed it to +2.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now I feel like +2 doesn't work, and then I can't change it to.
Well, you're +3 at this point.
Yeah, Cara was born, so now is it +3, or do I go back to plus? And honestly, I don't use the boards anyway. So
I feel like it's too long. But if Ashley had a call sign, it would be Hand of the Queen, and if Andrew had a call sign, it would be Master of Law. So.
Sure.
Well, it's gotta
He
be
already
short.
has a call
It's
sign.
gotta
By
be
any
short.
choice of anyone else.
Andrew already has a call sign. It's Andrewed. We know this.
That's
Well, the thing is, it's funny how in Fleet some people, and I know I said it, some people they're really known for their call signs, and some people you just know them by the regular names, there's no rhyme or reason why. But like Kevin, I feel like we all know you have a call sign, but for some reason everyone knows you by your name. But like I could be across the entire damn convention, I hear like boss, and I'm like, but it depends.
I never used my call sign. Like I would always. I mean, I'm always it's easier for just Kevin. So.
Well, there's also
sometimes it's like old schoolers too. I think the old schoolers were more because it was like more of like a deep dive then, and anyone who's a little newer, because like Carlos, we all call you Carlos. Drafter's an awesome call sign, but for the most side, you're Carlos.
Yeah,
but Kevin also, given that you have the Enterprise over your shoulder there is the Crusher connection. that maybe we should explore.
Crusher. Oh, that's a good call sign.
Well, because it's funny though, because people say that we're doppelgangers, and I definitely see it. But he resembles Wesley Crusher, where I definitely do not, and that's really funny.
I have stories about that. So I actually cosplayed at Dragon Con. I cosplayed as Will Wheaton. And this was many years ago, and I actually made he had an Infinity shirt at the time where it was like him doing a pose and it was on his shirt and then he was wearing the shirt, and
I saw that.
I cosplayed, I made the shirt and I took off my glasses and I was Will Wheaton, and I literally was like, we were at dinner somewhere and somebody ran up to me, like random girl comes running up to me to give me a hug. And like pulls back. I know, right? But pulls back at the very last second, and it's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were Will Wheaton." And I was like, "Oh."
Yes.
I was like, "Well, that's weird." And I'm like, "No, I know." She was like, "I know him. I thought he had just decided to show up at Dragon Con." I was like, "Okay, cool." I thought nothing of it. And I checked Twitter later that night, and there's an entire thread between this girl and Will Wheaton talking about how she almost hugged a random stranger because I was cosplaying as Will, and he was going back and so it was.
That's great.
And then I wore it. I wore the costume to MomoCon. Like I did that at MomoCon one year, and I actually had security guys following me around. Because they thought that I was actually Will Wheaton, and I had showed up to MomoCon and hadn't told them, and everybody, like literally my wife was a guest handler at the time, so like she had a radio, and it managed to get all the way up to the very like top level of the convention.
Oh my God.
Because everybody was completely worried that Will Wheaton was wandering around MomoCon without security and just by himself. And I may have had a few drinks, and when the security asked me if I was Will Wheaton, I may have been a bit
Yes.
vague.
Okay. All right. So it is 9:50. I usually don't like to let these go more than 2 hours and 15 minutes, and that's even stretching it. So is there any official stuff we are doing or excited for Dragon Con? I don't know if anybody else is on any panels or anything, like other than Andrew, but like there's a pre-recorded panel that I did about warrior women in high fantasy. I'm hazarding a guess that it's going to air either late Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening, or Sunday at 10 a.m. or Sunday evening. And that's, I recognize that's a lot of nonsense.
Why are we doing this again? Is that? Yeah.
Yeah. But we also have,
when does it air?
We also have Game of Tricksters at 1 p.m. on Saturday.
Yes, and you are moderating as head trickster.
Yes, thank you. They were like, do we need moderate? Or Jen, the head of the high fantasy track, was like, who wants to moderate this panel? I was like, I mean, I can do it. Like, I've moderated literally every Game of Thrones panel for the past couple of years. And Andrew's like, yeah, Tara's super tricksy. She should moderate it. And I was like,
Yeah, she should handle the circus of craziness.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm moderating that. I have no idea what we're going to talk about.
I mean, I don't know though. I think Andrew has a lot more Loki in him. Like,
Andrew
he wants no responsibility.
Exactly.
You know, real quick, real short story. Back in the day, in the like 2000 to 2010 game, when Dean and I used to work for a company that we shall not name, where we worked really hard.
No, please don't.
And I remember I got asked about, I think it was 2 or 3 years in a row, to moderate the like fan Battlestar Galactica panel, and I did. And you know, this is in my early 20s, and so I was like, all right, cool. And this was, I think, remember when Callie got blown out of the airlock? So I was like, I'm gonna make a drink this year, because I had the bottle that Colonel Ty had. Like, someone made reproductions in our group, so I had the actual bottle, and I mixed up this drink, and it's like this beautiful blue drink in this bottle. And I was literally moderating this panel with like 3 other people who were also nerds, but I was like, I'm giving out shots to everybody. I checked ID. I'm a bartender. I checked ID for everybody as well, because there were, you know, a couple young people. But we're rocking this panel, and you guys know, anyone who's moderated a panel, there's always someone on the panel who doesn't really, like, you got to keep it moving. There's a flow, and like,
yes, we're well aware. We are well aware.
Oh my God, right? And so not only am I keeping this panel running, I'm giving out drinks. And let me tell you, the second year that I did that, my panel room was full. And the third year, I got a notice before we started where they're like, we don't know if you should be giving out drinks at your panel. And I was like, I checked IDs, and they're like, you know, it's not against the rules and you're in the hotel, but we just can't be sure. So we'd prefer if you didn't. And I was like, does that mean no? And I still did. And then they did ask me the next year.
Trust me. I have had some really bad fan panel experiences.
Oh my God.
So we don't need to talk about that though.
Yeah, never mind. But anyway, I gave out the drinks that I deemed the Blue Cali. They were great drinks, and everyone had a good time.
I have not had this drink, by the way. Can you make it now?
You can have it. Not right now. We don't have any Blue Carousel. You can have the tiki drink, and you'll like it.
So Andrew, are you on any? Well, I know you're on another Game of Thrones panel on.
Yes, our anime panel did not get responded to. Those people, I love you, anime panel, but they're super negligent and they really don't answer emails very well. So, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
To be fair, they absolutely could have not had like they could have not had the space to do literally anything.
And also most of the ones we applied for are better if they're in person. We are gonna do our anime shipping panel again, which went really fucking well last year. So we're I'm super hyped about that for 2021 or 2022, whatever. We'll get back to it.
Don't even say that, my friend. 2021. That's what's happening.
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely.
Shh. We're not talking about the thing that the animal in the room.
We talked about it. That means we have
No, we didn't. All right. So, what are you doing this next weekend, Andrew? I know you're on at least one panel that I'm not on.
Yeah, panels. Oh, and there's this Zoom party, but it's like kind of, it's kind of between my friends, and I'm really looking forward to that. And there'll be
shut up! I'm going to the Zoom party. We're all going to the Zoom
There'll
party.
be other shenanigans that'll be going on during the weekend. I'm very sure.
But you're on another panel that I'm not on, the other Game of Thrones panel.
Well, of course, I'm always on more panels than you. That's simple fact.
Yeah, because I'm lazy.
You are.
I'm lazy.
I'm
only on like
9 years to accept it.
I'm only on like 8 panels at Dragon Con. Andrew's
I was
on
on 13 last year. I had a baker's dozen.
Guess who has a legacy hotel room now?
Anytime they're arguing over
Legacy, drink.
Drink, Kevin. You gotta drink now. Danny just sent me a picture of his wall. Holy shit.
Okay, so all right, since Andrew won't talk about what panels he's on, I do know that there is going to be a pre-recorded panel with the Red Dead voice actors, which I'm super excited about, and I'm just hoping it's like a thing. Yes, I know. I'm hoping it's a thing that I'm not.
Drink.
I'm getting crunk right now.
I'm hoping it's a thing that I'm wasted. I'm hoping it's a thing I'm not gonna miss, But so. All right, personal Dragon Con highlights. I feel like we
did that already.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Oh wait, here's a question. Do we think FedEx John is going to be a thing next year, or is that going to be
100%? There's no way it's not.
People can't let that shit go.
It's too easy.
I got my FedEx shirt. I'm ready to go.
Hey,
there's going to be people with googly eyes. They're just going to be walking around.
And Dorothy, by the way, anybody watching this, Tara is the reason that Dorothy is a thing. That was kind of amazing.
What do you mean?
There she is. Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
Yes!
Oh, there she is.
The reason our prophet John rides an ostrich is because of Tara.
The whole thing.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Who didn't know that here? Did anybody not know that?
Hold on.
Yeah, it totally heard.
Dean, what's the writing ostrich? Is that a thing? Like, is there a?
I still have the Sharpie.
There's memes of John riding an ostrich because
it's all
Really?
allegedly.
yeah, it's a thing.
I haven't seen that one.
I don't
There's a
know.
Facebook page for this stupid thing,
Fake news.
and she didn't even make it.
Fake news.
It's
That's the answer
crazy.
to everything. Fake news.
Is it fake news? Okay, I believe Canada when they say it's fake news.
Wait, what's
What's
fake
fake-
news?
Wait, what?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay. Allegedly, Dorothy is fake news.
Wait.
I don't know. Listen, like I did not make a Facebook page for this stupid ostrich. This was part of. Our. It's Always Sunny. We did It's Always Sunny. The Halloween episode, right? Right. We did the Halloween episode,
right.
and I was D. And like we had this cardboard ostrich so that I could be like, and like put the ostrich in front of me and everything. And like, I brought this cardboard. I don't know. Drunk Tara thought it would be a fun thing to bring this cardboard ostrich to get rid of your alcohol.
And it has a theme. And
Yes.
our theme for 1 year was Always Sunny. So
That
in
last year was always Sunny.
we decided, like, hey, our next year should be Letterkenny, because also ostrich. We've already bought the ostrich, so you know.
But I mean,
Wait, stop!
it became. Oh, God damn it, dog! But But yeah, the ostrich became a thing because we had her for the It's Always Sunny group.
And then you hoard her out the next day and let everybody like do whatever they wanted to her.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wasn't even part of that. I was just like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I brought her to the party because I was like, I can't just leave her in the room. You know, like she'll be lonely. And
What?
Listen, whatever.
Allegedly, she was lonely.
She would have been lonely in the room. Like she would have been, and she wasn't lonely. And there's still Sharpies. There's literally still Sharpies attached to this stupid ostrich. Like the same Sharpies that all these people wrote things with. Like
Yeah. I saw some of that because we went to the basement of the hotel.
Hilton. It's the basement of the Hilton leftover alcohol party.
There were people signing it left and right. You got some.
Oh, dude, there's a comic artist, like a Spider-Man comic book artist, drew Spider-Man on it and signed it. I'm not getting rid of this shit. This is in my guest room forever. So anybody who comes and
permanently tainted by my ties and regret.
Gets to just view this.
So to go with my shirt though, I've already looked this up. There are inflatable like writing on ostrich costume things that I'm definitely going to have if we finally get back to Atlanta for the event.
We will.
Yes.
One day we will.
Yes,
One day in 2025.
Jesus Christ, Andrew.
It's going to be crazy.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. We've hit the 2-hour mark, and honestly, we're all ridiculous.
Hey, Tara,
Tara, there's a closing question though.
Wait, we didn't hear from Kevin his favorite Dragon Con memory.
Oh, we didn't.
Yeah.
I don't really have a favorite Dragon Con memory. I mean, I just have really fun memories.
With us, right?
I don't ever remember which year it is because I'm usually drunk, and so
we drink really hard in that group that we don't name.
They all kind of blend together. But I enjoy. I mean, you know, I don't do many panels, and so most of it's just hanging out with friends and like having
Me too.
When me and all of my roommates had our 30-year birthdays at Dragon Con, and we were all kind of right in the same. We all turned 30 within a couple months of each other, and we had our birthday party. You know, we wound up having a massive 100 people trying to cram into our room party, and you know, it's stuff like that, or you know, painting, you know, doing live paintings, or.
You came into my room I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but you came into our room with a skeleton. We were all just going to sleep. We were in our beds, and you pounded on the door, and we'd already turned off the lights and everything. I have 1,000 photos of a 15-minute adventure where we're all like, oh, what? And he comes in, and he's holding a full skeleton. And then there's this whole thing because my room is full of British people and me.
That was a pirate night.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was pirate night. So we had a skeleton with pirate hats and stuff.
That makes more sense. But he came into our room, and I was passed out, and he comes in with this whole thing, and then he puts the skeleton into the bed with the guys, and then there's Party on Wayne, and they use the skeleton to say Party on Garth, and we have all these insane photos, and I forgot it all because you left, and then I woke up the next morning, and we got breakfast, and I was like, what happened last night? Because it's just a photo of you coming into a room 3 feet in the door, holding a skeleton, and I was like, what the fuck happened last night?
I feel like that's a common experience. What happened last night? I think we've all had that. Yes.
Yes.
Well, and honestly, that kind of leads right into our final question, which I think Andrew might have written because
I will plead the fifth on that. You will need to talk to a lawyer because I will need some representation on this one.
All right. Well. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being where the hell is Atlanta, and 10 being I am the Dragon Con light be a fire. What the fuck does this even mean? I am the Dragon Con light be a fire covered in pie. How Dragon Con do you feel right now? I mean, I'll be honest. I'm at like a 7. I'm at a 7. I think. Like,
so say we all point. Because I was known for standing on tables and saying, "So say we all."
No, I would say 7 or 8.
No. We got to give our numbers though. I'm a 7. Like, I'm drunk and like I'm close to being Dragon Con, but also, you know, it's this what it is. So.
I'll go with the 6. I'll go with the 6.
I'll go with an 8 because you guys got me rolling and thinking about a lot of good Dragon times.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'll up it to a 7 for that.
Yeah, that's right. I got you up. I can always get you up, Dean. Don't worry.
All right, Judson says he's about a 350.
Are you guys adding
350?
By the way, shout out to Judson, who is my fellow McPoyle and Littlefinger. He's my boy.
I know. Okay.
Are we all at a walking to the Pulse Bar to get another drink 7? I would say to the Pulse Bar. At least.
I'm walking to the Pulse Bar when it's closed and trying to hit on the janitor to make him pour me a drink.
Yes.
All right, Kevin, where are you?
I'm probably at about a 5 or a 6. I'm getting there.
All right. You joined us kind of late. Carlos, I don't think we've heard from you.
I'm about at a 7 because right now I'm
pouring him.
He's been pouring, but also muscle memory is I'm feeling like I should be prepping and getting stuff ready and packed and shit because next week I'm flying out, but I'm not there, and I'm like
wait
right now.
Wait, what muscle memory? I make all your costumes. What are you talking about?
Fuck you.
We're at Dean's house right now, so really what we're doing, we brought all our clothes over, we got suitcases,
yes,
and Dean's going to make us some costumes, and then we're going to a con next week.
What?
Hope you're ready, Dean. You got a lot of work to do.
Fuck.
All right, Ashley, what level are you on?
I can't.
I get it.
All right.
I'm sorry. I thought that was.
But you're still conscious. You have not passed out and exited the frame, which we heard that's something you did. I would love to have seen it, but I heard it's a thing.
Well, Ashley had a kind of rough week, so we're gonna cheers to her guild member, right? Tell us about your guild member. Tell us about your guild member.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Be emotional. It's okay.
We're here for you.
Okay, I'm a World of Warcraft player, and we had a guild member pass away a couple of days ago, and I've been trying to hold on for this webcast, and I love you all, but it's been really hard. But like, I just want to say, internet friends are really friends. Like, it's like, I feel like people think that, people you make friends with online are not real friends, but they are. They're people that become part of your family. And I just found out this morning that a friend that I was talking to just a day ago had passed away. So I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry.
That's all good. We all agree with that, Ashley.
You're right. Like
I came on here to be, I needed this distraction, and I thank you all for being this, and I've been trying to be happy. And I love Dragon Con because it reminds me of what I love with my guild. And it's just like meeting all these new people, just like all around the world, all these new people that I just got to meet that I never would have had the opportunity to. And, when something horrible happens, it's just not expected. So,
hey, Ashley, you know, last year that I couldn't do this because of the family things that were happening with me. So it's okay. It's completely okay. All right. You get to feel everything you're feeling. Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I miss Dragon Con more than ever this year because of this. Because I just want a giant hug, and I know you guys are just a giant hug for me. Dragon Con, that's what it is.
And we all love you, Ashley. You know that.
So,
Absolutely. We love you
really
too.
Hard.
We just met you, and we love you. And I can say safely from the story you guys heard earlier, nothing in my life that was related to Dragon Con or any of these things would not have happened through the internet without being on the boards. And one of my college roommate was on World of Warcraft, and I know that she had really strong relationships. So I get like that is I can't believe you're here, and I think that's amazing. And
I was like, are you sure you want to do this?
What's the name of your friend so we can send a cheers to your friend?
Yeah.
I feel
what's her username or like
her username was Gunther after her already passed husband. So I mean, it just like double.
That's okay.
Cheers.
Gunther
Cheers.
the Paladin on Blood Cell Buccaneers. Just she was an amazing person. She was
a
there
member
for all
of the
us.
internet family. All of us. To all of us.
Yes.
Amen.
I'm sorry.
No,
it's okay.
Don't be sorry.
Sorry.
I mean, listen, like 2020 has sucked. Like we lost Black Panther last night.
Oh my god! And Ashley, what a beautiful way! Like, I mean, we're on this chat, and if there's 5 people or there's 100 people, what a beautiful way for you to like get that person's name out, and we're all thinking about that person now. Like, I think that's amazing because
your guild, because I feel like you guys have got to all be hurting whether you knew them in person or not. Like, that's rough.
Their name, keep the memory alive.
I mean, I was hesitant to say this earlier, but because in a very similar vein, my favorite Dragon Con memory is also my saddest memory, and it's that the fleet don't drink. There's no reason. This isn't a funny thing. The fleet got together with the 501st, and we honored the falling of one of our members, our mutual members. A guy named Lance. He was a wonderful guy, and we did a photo shoot with half Star Wars, half Battlestar, and I never could imagine crying so hard and yet having such a wonderful experience. I don't really know how to put it into words.
Yeah,
we understand what you're feeling, Ashley. We completely do.
It doesn't matter that you never met this person. They meant a lot to you. And they made a difference.
Right.
Oh, you're making me cry. Stop.
Honestly, Ashley, I'm glad we can help share that with you. And now that you've shared it with us, that person's alive in our memory too. Like, we all care about, man, I remember losing Lance, this person in our group. So everyone who is part of the Dragon Con family will always be part of the Dragon Con family. And the more we talk about them, the more they live with us.
Thank you.
Please share the memory when you can.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And by the way, let's also talk about, like, very briefly, emotions are good. Let's all have them and feel them and talk about them and live them, because it's good for all of us.
Well, and let's be honest, like, all of us are probably pretty sad that Dragon Con can't happen this year. So
yeah. But you know what? This is what you're doing, Tara. Putting this all together brings us closer, because I mean, thank you for inviting us, by the way, because I know we didn't know you, or we knew you, but we didn't know Andrew or Ashley, but now we know you guys.
Yeah.
And at next Dragon Con, I expect us to drink with you. You need to come to all of those parties for the group.
We need the diversity card. Like, we need Carlos as the Mexican and you as the other.
What?
No, Carlos, you remember?
You're really gonna get us pulled right now.
I mean, I'm joking because I'm not straight and Aaron's not straight and Ashley's not straight, so it's like.
Also, support your LGBT friends. There's a lot of transphobic garbage going on. Support your bisexual friends and your gay friends and your lesbian friends. Just support everybody and take care of them and vote. And we all love you.
Yeah.
So, 5 people watching this. Yay!
Yeah.
How many people are watching us? Does anybody else have?
Do we know?
Can you see, Tara?
Right now I can. There is 8, but there were a crap ton more like an hour ago.
We are ESPN the Ocho.
Yeah. This is one of those things that, like 2 days from now, it's going to get like 300 views for no reason.
Listen, anything that's
Russian
Dragon Con
bot.
family is worth it. Like, it just gives me the feels to be talking to you guys. And we were both talking as we were driving earlier, and it just we're all seeing our pictures on the feed of Facebook and everything, and just talking to you guys makes me feel so much more in the bubble. And
Yes.
so I really appreciate that. Thank you, Tara, for inviting us to this.
Thank you, Tara.
Yes.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, thank you, poor Kevin is like, I was just supposed to be like on this for 15 minutes, and I've been stuck here for like an hour.
An emotional issue with you.
Yeah, but at the same time, like Kevin and Brittany both, and your children also. Although I wish I knew them better.
Part of our
and I hope
family.
they are. They are
And,
part.
and once again, shout out
Yeah.
to Brittany for like running the chat here. This has been great. She's been
You're awesome.
Yeah.
I am not surprised at all
Got
that
it
she
going on.
immediately jumped
Well,
So
you know,
does anybody have like a last minute, sign off thing that they want to do?
I have
Like
one.
your
I have
friend.
one. If I may, I want to give a special shout out and cheers to our friend Garrett, who was in the middle of
Yes.
the hurricane that passed, and he's going through a rough time. So if we can just keep him in our prayers and our thoughts, and hopefully he gets back on his feet quickly.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Let's actually just like
I-
support Garrett in realistic ways, but
I just want to reiterate so much to these people that you meet at Dragon Con, they're your friends for life. Like these people, they're your community. I spent so long trying to find people who got me, and I felt like I found it at Dragon Con and then in these other communities, and you don't
it's
know.
Empire Crunch.
You don't know. It's like this crazy stuff that happens. You don't know. Just so much embrace it when you have it, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Just love everybody as much as you can, because you don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, every day is a gift, and cherish your friends, and also Ashley, you sharing the memory of your friend that's really important. I feel really happy that you were able to share that with us, and we will remember now too. So
Yes. Thank you.
cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry for making
Don't
this
be
about
stop
No.
saying that.
You know what?
No,
Your
don't
friend
ever
is
be
part of our
sorry.
family.
Don't
Anyone
ever be
who's ever been to
sorry.
Dragon is part of the family. I've met so many beautiful people. I live in California now. Very short story. And part of that was the same person I met who showed up, who was not who I thought he looked like.
Wait, catfished you.
Yes, he did. Damn it, Josh.
Wow.
And not on purpose. No, he thought it was hilarious too. And we went on to have a great time at the con together. But at the time, I was living somewhere else, and then I got a job in California, and I moved there within 3 days. And then a bunch of stuff happened, but I needed somewhere to stay for a while. And Josh and his wife Megan, who's also in our group, they literally were like, "Come stay at our house," and they put me up for 6 months. And I had a dog, by the way. I have a little dog. His name's Hilo, because Battlestar.
Hilo.
And I've never met, and Dean and Carlos, I've never met people who were more come into my house. What can I give you? We're part of this group and 13th Fleet family. I've never felt more welcomed in, or people who could, yes, Fleet is family, who will help you no matter what. I've called these guys up when I was going through a dark time, and they helped me, no questions asked. And when back in the day, in the 2007, 2010s, we ran this whole project on the message boards, because that's what we did, where we had a bunch of fleeters in the military, and we sent them care packages. And I just sent out a call on the board. It was like, anybody wants to donate, here's the link. I will use all of this money. We sent Christmas trees to them, this big, presents, gifts, fun things, candy. It's a family. So Dragon Con is the family. And Ashley, what you were saying, your friend is part of the family. Can you tell us your friend's name again?
Well, okay, her real name is Tori. Her character name was Gunther, because that was her past husband's name.
Gunther.
So we knew her as Gunther.
Gunther. Well, she's part of the family, and the Dragon Con family has given me so much. So to me, your friend has given me so much. She's given me all this. She's the reason we're all here. So thank you for sharing that. I think that's really amazing.
Yes. Thank you so much.
And honestly, Ashley, thank you for joining us. Like, I mean, Ashley and I had the conversation today of like, are you sure you're okay with this? Like,
I needed
but
the
sometimes
distraction.
I
just needed people to acknowledge that, online relationships are not fake. They are real.
I don't think anybody who attends Dragon Con would think they're fake.
Debate that, yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm like Live Journal LJ back in the day.
Yes. How else would we have all gotten there? Because I came because of the online community. They told me about this thing. And I did you guys all, Dean, you mentioned you came there and you were working it, but what isn't it all like connections that we all got to this? And I know, like, unless you're from Georgia, how the hell do you know about this amazing con? Like you said, Dean, I thought Comic-Con was the thing. Now people ask me this, Comic-Con or Dragon Con? Dragon Con!
100%.
Oh my God. Like,
100.
not even a Comic-Con.
Oh
my God. Yeah.
Ashley, well, first of all, my best Comic-Con was with Ashley in 2016. Like, that was a goddamn mess.
It was a mess. It doesn't even touch our best Dragon Con. Like, it was okay. It was fun. It was great. But Dragon Con, dude, you can't compare.
Well, can I say to you guys that I think Thor said it place when he said, Dragon Con is not a place. It's a people.
Yes.
It kind of is. Yeah, I agree.
Good question from Brittany. How many people have met their significant others at con, getting engaged, gotten married? Totally real.
At least, yeah. And
I have seen so many proposals at Dragon Con.
What are you raising your hand for, Dean?
Because I met you at a con.
No,
I met my husband at
Dragon
a
Con.
con.
No, Dragon. Okay, fair enough.
At con, but you think about it, because like we were saying, it's not about like this con, it's about these communities, and like through these communities, and like that is so important because you're finding people that you really click with.
I mean, I'm not going to say that I introduced Ashley and Keith, or that we forced them together like chinchillas.
Yeah, where's Keith? Bring Keith back in.
Where's this guy, Ashley?
Process.
Yeah, bring Keith back.
People say the U.S. immigration process is easy. It is not. It is not easy to immigrate to the U.S. Whatever people say, it is not. It is one of the hardest processes. I've asked. Like, I have a lot of friends who immigrated to Canada because I'm a Canadian, and they're like,
Canada.
Immigrating to Canada is so much easier than immigrating to the U.S. No, it is ridiculous.
Actually, we're getting Chance.
Sucks.
We're getting Chance in the chat about showing. We want to see Keith.
Yeah, can we see Keith? Where's Keith?
Keith.
Summon the Keith!
Show us Keith!
You have to come up here now.
Ashley,
let me tell you. Let me tell a Keith story. Real quick. So y'all remember final season of Game of Thrones when Bran was just sort of sitting around in his wheelchair everywhere.
Yes,
like staring at people.
As he is wont to do.
I went to Ice and Fire Con last year. I was volunteering I was Tara's personal assistant, basically. Ooh. But anyway, Keith, the entire weekend we would find him just sitting somewhere randomly with a bear skin or whatever it was over him, just staring at people like Bran. And so there was an adjective. Branding was created because Keith was branding everybody. It was the fucking funniest thing ever. Oh, I said an F-bomb. Sorry, YouTube. I said an F-bomb.
Keith.
No, you have to come up. I don't know what you're saying, but you have to come up.
Come brand us, please.
I hear him.
I hear him. Tell him to get on camera.
Just run up right now, quickly.
They're chanting for you,
Keith. We just need to see your face.
Please get in here.
Someone's dying. Jessie Stephens is dying. She needs to see you.
We've literally got people Brittany, Megan, Judson, Jesse.
We want to see your beautiful face.
Get in here. We have a ketchup chip for you.
You know what? We're ending this chat Face of Keith. Look at that hair.
He's barely in it. He's like, I don't want to do this.
He does this.
Keith, we literally have people chanting for you to be on this webcast.
Look at that.
Nice to meet you.
We literally have people chanting for you to be on this webcast.
Yes. It's all good. It's all good.
It's okay. You don't have to stay, but we love you.
Just want to say hi.
He's in the call council.
Cat!
Favorite Dragon Con memory. Oh, there's a cat!
Oh, is it if a cat shows up?
Any animal.
Or Tara's dogs.
I missed something.
Ruined everything.
We missed you already, Keith. We missed you already.
It was good to see you.
We love you, Keith.
We love you, Keith.
I introduced Ashley and Keith at Ice and Fire Con, and then eventually we like shoved them together like they were chinchillas because they clearly liked each other, but we're both super shy.
They're totally
And then they got married! And I was
With
in
a
their
cat
wedding.
And we played putt putt.
No, it takes a lot of work.
Bye, Keith. Oh, it's Brittany.
It's Brittany.
Brittany says bye, Keith.
Bye, Keith.
All right, so I think we need to end this because it's been really long and it's gotten really weird at the end here.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, it is not your fault. Ashley, it is not your fault.
We love you.
It was us like
We have to deal with it, but you know what? Dragon Con brings so many people together, and we need to embrace those people, and we need to love those people because they might not be there tomorrow.
Yes,
and they're the best people.
Yes. Dragon Con is not a place; it's a people, and it's all of us.
Yeah,
that's very good.
Cheers.
All right.
All right.
That's a good
Well,
note.
thank you guys so much for joining us. That is a good note to end on. Cheers.
Dragon Con.
Cheers.
Dragon Con.
Dragon Con. Love you.
Love you all.
Thank you, Kevin.